Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say go so, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty who's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from the planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. One beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money, you seen her? Hot Ice, have you seen her? LP, have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace of her presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing
it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I know you're wondering, what the hell? What is going on? Where is my face, right? Just give me a second, okay? I'm going to get it together. For now, let's leave it on this. Do me a favor, as you're coming in, hit that like button, okay? Hit that like button as you're coming in. Welcome. How Nade? If you can hear me loud and clear, please do let me know in the chat. Say loud and clear. Just let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. And I'll be right with you in a jiffy, in a very quick jiffy here. How's everyone doing, by the way? Today is what? Tuesday. The week is already flying by. It's so quick, right? It's crazy. But you know, we're here as usual. We have work to do. We have a few topics to cover today, right? If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know, okay? And basically, as you're coming in, as always, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Okay? Hit that like button. All right. Welcome. I'm here. Welcome. How's everyone doing? Everybody good? All right. Welcome back. Yeah, I was kind of like scrambling a little bit, trying to get my shit together. But we're here. We have some things to talk about today. Let me just do some quick shout out. Welcome to D-Love. Welcome. She said, hit that like button. I beg, hit that like button. No, thank you so much. All right. Chinye, how are you? Chinye, good to see you. Miss Cole, welcome. Right. Who else do we have here? All right, there's a couple more other people in the chat. Nonetheless, we have, behind the scenes. But shout out to everyone that's watching me live right now. Welcome. This is Men of Prestige. Basically, what we do here is we'll talk about relationships, we'll talk about power, we talk about seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence, patience, and love. Okay, and if we have some time, we'll talk about marriage. Okay, but that's only if we have time. I just want to talk to you about relationships from a power standpoint, meaning engaging your own power, right? Meaning making sure you're not playing the victim beyond being a victim, right? That's what we're here to talk about. And my name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. I am a 4-time author. You can download my books absolutely for free at loveandprestige.com. Okay. And if you're interested in coaching, personal coaching, counseling, with regards to relationships and business, right? Feel free to use that link, lolaanola.com/coaching. And please, if you want to be a part of the notification gang on WhatsApp, join the Prestige family on WhatsApp using lolaanola.com/WhatsApp. That link should take you, just write it down after the show. You can go through that link from your phone. It should take you inside. All right. So yeah, hit that like button as you're coming in. Welcome. All right. Let's see. Hey, Gome. Good to see you, Gome. Welcome. We have some shy people behind the scenes. Yes. Shout out to all the shy people behind the scenes. Some of them will come at the end of the show and say, "Hey, I've been behind the scenes." Shout out to Samolu. Yesterday was like, "I've been behind the scenes." Yeah, people are busy. Some people just listen while they're at work, and I appreciate every single one of you. All right. So there's something that I want us to cover. It's a big topic that we're covering today. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me sip this water. I need it. All right. Today we're talking about lady swears. Lady swears she could never date a single father, not Angela OKORIE. We're going to talk about Angela OKORIE here in a second. Okay, not her in particular. We're going to talk about her, you know. But before we get into Angela OKORIE, real quickly, let me ask you this question. Okay. What's your first thought? You've seen this title all day when I scheduled it. I mentioned it yesterday, right? She basically said no, like she would never be with a single father, right? How old is she? About 32 years old. Okay, 32 years old. She said it's a taboo, right? No, she didn't say all that, you know. But it's basically, she said it's a bad idea. She didn't want to deal with exes and all that kind of stuff. What are the first thoughts that comes to your mind? I'm looking at the chat. I want to get your opinion on this. Okay, I need at least 3 people to chime in on this. What are your thoughts on a woman? I don't want to help you with your thoughts. I want to know what your opinions are about a woman who says, "I will never date a single father." Okay, I want to know what your thoughts are. It's not a trick question. Just share with me what your thoughts are. If you have a daughter and she's like, no, I don't want to deal with baby mamas. I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather my own clean. I don't want no stepchildren. I want my own clean children. Okay. What are your thoughts around that? I'm curious. Okay, we're going somewhere. Okay, we're gonna dive into this today. We're going through that. Okay, so we have Miss Colley says that's her choice because some men don't want to date single parent women. Well, I'm not talking about men right now. I wanna, obviously, another words we could use, another favorite words of the modern times is preference. That's her preference, right? I get that, but what are your personal thoughts about that, right? I guess that's your thoughts, right? I'll take that in. Let me see. Dilo says, I get where she's coming from. I used to think like that in my early 20s, not anymore. Now that life has taught me ish happens. So you used to think that way, right? Can I get one more opinion on this? One more opinion from one more person. But let me read Miss Colley here. It says, sometimes the case of the man being in a competition with the woman's attention with the kids. Well, let me think that through. Sometimes it's a case of the man being in a competition with the woman's attention with the kids. Okay. The man being in competition. Okay. No. The man. No, I'm talking about the woman says she will never date a single father. She swears. I'm not talking about the man saying. I'm talking about the woman saying that, right? So, okay, so the woman's attention with the kids. Okay, so she's competing. Oh, the man is competing. Okay, I'm trying to think it through. I gotta keep this on one side for now. One gender, right? I'm trying to think about what you just said. Being in competition with the woman's attention. The woman says, no, I got all the attention for one man. I just don't want him to have children because I will never, right? I will never date a single father. Not even marrying, none of that. She's 32, right? She's 32. So I don't know, I see that's her choice. Okay, that's her preference. I get that. Dilo says she sees where she's coming from. Okay, and Chinya says the word never is strong. Can you elaborate? What do you mean is strong? Like if she say I prefer, right? Okay, no. So now this is a good point because choices are different from preferences, right? Preference doesn't mean it has to be that way. It's just a preference. Choice is it's more like that never word, right? Like she's made the choice already before she's in that position. She's not giving any man that has children, a single father. Doesn't matter how good he is. Doesn't matter how much he's able to show up as a man. She's not giving him a chance. That's what we're talking about here. Okay. Miss Colley says she's right though, cause somebody mamas can be too dramatic to deal with. Okay, all right. Okay, I take that in. Take that in. Noted. Let me see. Chinye says, when I was single in my 20s with no children, I preferred to be with someone with no children. Okay. All right. Okay. Although I never said never. Okay. So we got some good opinions here so far. D Love says, I get where she's coming from. I used to think like that in my early 20s. Not anymore now, right? All right. So in your early 20s, was it a never? I just take it as a never, But I get, if it's just preference, I'll take that in as well, right? But basically, this was your mindset, right? But life happens, right? So now let's be clear. You waited till life happened before you changed that mindset, right? The person who you were, the way you were raised, somehow told you that that's not the best preference, right? Miss Colley says that's her choice because some men don't want to date single parent women. And I said, yeah, I get that. But let's still focus on women. This woman, this lady swearing up and down that she would never do that. She says sometimes the case of the man being in the competition with the woman's attention, okay? The word never is strong, okay? She's right though, because some baby mamas can be too dramatic to deal with. That's real life. That's true. Right? That's true, right, Miss Colley? That's true. Baby mamas is no joke. If he has baby mamas, you might have to walk on eggshells sometimes in your own life, right? She says, when I was single in my 20s with no children, I preferred to be someone with no children. And then she goes, although I never said never. Okay. All right. And she says, however, now that I am in my 40s, a single mom of 3, I would prefer someone with children. No, we're not talking about you. It makes sense that you're open-minded about that right now. That makes sense, right? But I'm more particular about a person who is not open-minded. For whatever reasons, they're not open-minded. That's why the lady swears. That's why you made a good point earlier that the never part is a big part in this, right? The fact that there's this never attitude about it, like never date a single father. Okay. Kemi says, same here, and I was intentional about it. I had a guy with 2 kids try to date me. I'm glad I didn't settle. Now I am happily to a man with no baggage. So I'm going to take, the point I'm going to take in this, Kemi, is that you're saying a single father has baggages, right? That's a key point to note, right? Thank you for sharing. Glamola, where have you been? Good to see you. How are you? She says, being away on vacation, good to be back and joining. That's awesome. Good to see you. Lady Navor, how are you, ma'am? Good to see you. Bola Palma. Bola, how now? I think it's ignorant in this lady and age to make such a statement. In this day and age, to make such a statement. Bola, are you a woman or a man? Please let me know. Bola, do let me know if you're a man or a woman. Very important. Thank you for sharing that opinion. I'll take that in too, right? But keep in mind that this baby mama baggage, those are real. Those are real issues to have to deal with, right? So now, the reason why I'm not taking in Chinye's, I'm 40, single mother of 3 is because you're open. So that's cheating. No, you're open because of circumstances. You can relate. So no, I'm not going to take that in, right? And Chinye goes on to say, to be honest, it's definitely less of a baggage, especially when you're starting life anew. It's real, But I also know that if you have to overthink about this, there's a good chance you really didn't like this person. It's a good chance. But also, our belief systems can be that big of a stronghold on our brain, right? So, especially if you had a father who said, well, just pick, why don't you deal with somebody that's younger, somebody that has no baggages, right? If that's the way you've always been trained, right? Yeah, I don't know. Kemi says married. What did I miss? And what happily married. Okay, she was adding happily married. Okay. Shout out to you, Kemi. Miss Collins says maybe she's one of those women that can't leave kids of their own. Oh, that can't live with. You mean live with kids that can't have kids of their own, right? That can't or that can? Which one, right? For whatever reason, she's not interested in children as baggages, right? Yes, you are talking about me. Okay. Some men does the same. We're not talking about men right now. She knows her tolerance. Does she? Or would that tolerance level go higher when she hits 40? Does she know her tolerance, or she just thinks she knows her tolerance? I'm asking, right? Just think about it, right? Does she know her tolerance, or she's just clouded up by the illusion of options and choices? Somebody said choices. D-Lo said choices. Her choice earlier, right? The reality is that this modern men and women are delusional with regards to options to a high level, right? And that's just where we are, right? D-Lo says, let me take note of that. We're gonna come back to all those comments, okay? We're gonna come back to all of them. D-Lo says, yep, in my late 40s with 2 kids, so I definitely prefer someone with kids because they will understand my life. Again, you're open because of obvious reasons, so I is valid, but that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about a person who feels like they're not open to that. I want to keep it that clean. This is a woman who is 32, and she's like, I will never date a single father. God forbid. Bad team. Baggages, right? And Lala B so round to say, I saw a video where a man with 5 kids by different women had the nerve.
Different from blue. Bulaba.
Wait, Lala, we're already going there. Had the nerve to say he wouldn't date a woman with kids. Let's keep the man out of this for now. Okay? I promise you, we're going to have this conversation today. Today, not today. We're going to have this conversation. Ladies, we're going to have this conversation. There's about 50 different angles that I'm coming into this conversation. So don't leave. Be prepared, okay? Don't leave, all right? But good points. But no, I'm not going to take it. If you're bringing in men in this conversation, no. Gentlemen, I want to know your opinion on what this woman said. This woman swears she could never date a single father. Not Angela OKORIE. We'll talk about Angela OKORIE later on in the session. All right, but some 32-year-old woman said that. All right. Shout out to Isabel. Good to see you, Isabel. Hello. So I'm going to note that Gomez, shout out to Gomez. Gomez says it's good to be open-minded, but caution should be taken when choosing one, especially if there are different baby mamas involved. She didn't say different baby mamas. She said, I don't care if it's one baby mama who is well-behaved, it just didn't work out. We're looking at best case scenario here, right? It didn't work out, right? But they're no longer together. But this man has baggage. He's a divorcee, right? It's a divorcee, right? That's the issue. That's an issue right there. She said she would never, right? So, obviously different baby mamas becomes more and more of a baggage. Obviously, there's a pattern there. Somebody keeps having baby mamas. It's probably something, like you said, you should pay attention to. Caution, right? It's one less drama with one, she says. Right? All right, let's keep going. Let me see. I met Love Kiss. He deserved to be conked on that. His coconut. That's not the.
Hey! I hear me, me, but me.
That's not the topical. That's not what we're talking about. Right? I meant love kids. Okay. No, not about you. Okay. You meant one of those women that can't love kids that are not. Oh, that can't love kids that are not their own. Well, you don't really know that. Most people claim that until they're in that situation. And the truth is that, especially with babies, all of us, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, we all fall in love if they have to be around you over an extended period of time. If something happens to that baby, regardless of what the source of the baby is, right? It's like, just think about people that adopted kids, right? And you're not saying just because it's stupid. It's ignorant talk when people say that. But kids are not your mates. You fall in love with them literally, okay? Even if you're a man. So you get attached, okay? Call it attachment, right? To them, because it's not like you had that choice. They happen to be, so people that are ignorant about how the human brain works with respect to that, they might say things like, oh yeah, I know myself. I will never. No, you don't know yourself. In fact, it's worse because you don't understand humans. And there's a good chance that your own is coming for you from a different angle. Someday, you will collect with that mindset. All right. I meant a woman. It takes a level of maturity and emotional intelligence on both sides to handle relationships generally, regardless. All right. I meant to say maybe she's one of those women that can't love kids that are not their own. Got you. I got it now. Yeah, she doesn't know that. That's she might think that. She might actually believe that she's that person, but it's coming from a place of ignorance at the end of the day. Lala says, let's see what she says at 42. Yeah, time no be our mates too, right? We shall see. Dealer says, brother, now by force. The guy say, you know what, do make she clear road for us that are open-minded. I hear you. One day she will become open-minded and be trying to force certain type of people. Yeah, nah. No, D-Love, no. Migba. Gomez says divorce is not a disease now. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's why I said maybe. Right. Maybe. It's all maybe. In fact, everything we're saying here is alleged. We don't know. We're just having a conversation, right? Because I'm naturally drawn to kids. Yes, so you know that now, right? The truth is that it's true for all of us, okay? Majority of us, let me say, there's some people out there, of course, there's exception to every rule, but majority of us, if you spend enough time around a dog, even if you never liked dogs before, you will fall in love with that dog, okay? Maybe not a fowl, a chicken, but a dog, like dog, cat. It keeps majority of us, if you keep saying that thing and you don't really have a choice, let's say you have a spouse that insisted, like, I just love dogs, and you say, okay, let's do it. I'm not really a dog person, right? You end up falling in love with that dog. I'm bossy. How much more a whole human being, right? All right. I'm getting you to understand the nature of the human brain. I said, don't put yourself on that pedestal. You fall off every single time. Hey, baby, what happened? What happened? You want to say hello? Say hello to the people. Say hi. Say hello, people. Say hi. Okay. How was school? Good? Okay, go to mommy. See you later. Outside, what is this? It's all dark in there. I'm like, what is what? There's a whole person next to me. Oh Lord. But anyway, I am 47. Lala says, I'm 47 as long as he has no baby mama drama. It is okay. And hopefully the kids are grown or close to 20. My son is 22. Grown kids, less issues. See? Gets interesting. Yeah. D-Law says, yes, I'm 47, but my little one is still a baby. He's 12. I met someone last year who has no kids and he expected me to be hanging out with him every day. Yeah, that one no get intelligence of any type. But anyway, let's see. If people cannot date people with children, it's okay as long as they don't put people with children down while making your point. Okay. Wait, what do you mean? She said she swears up and down she will never date a single father. Does that sound like putting down to you? I'm asking honestly, right? Shout out to Adebusola, by the way. Does that sound like dating a single father? Like putting down a single father, or it's not the same thing? She's just making it's just a preference, right? It's easier, I think, when the kids are grown. Life with Natu says, shout out to Life with Natu. She said, I'm a sucker for kids. So a man can get, what do you mean? Get it, what's get it with that? Can get it? Is that what you mean? Okay. I think most women are open to that as long as the guy is behaving. It's not really a big deal. But we have this one person who says they will never date a single father. Close-mindedness is basically where we're getting at here. But I was interested in seeing how you respond to that, ladies. Especially you ladies. I was interested in see how you respond to that, right? Lambola said, Ola, I'd like to refer a young couple to you. How can they contact you? This is a great way for them to contact me. You might want to take that down. lolaandola.com/coaching. That's what it is. You can just go to lolaandola.com and the menus at the top is coaching, and that's a great way to access that. Thank you so much, Glamola. Let me see if I got a few more here. He's crazy. My son is grown and hanging out every day. Save that for marriage. Like, even if a person doesn't have children, every day sounds like joblessness, but maybe let's leave that alone, Jerry. How old is she? 32. She's 32, right? She's 32. Get me with that. I mean, get me with that. But does get me with that means you're down for that? I don't, not to, tell me, what does that mean? No mind him. He will be asking me every day to go happy hour with him. That person did jobless now. I beg, I still get homework and extra school activities on my plate. Yeah, you don't need that. That's a lot. Based off of that simple information. But anyway, let's do this. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Hit that button. This is about to take... Shout out to brother Sahil. Shout out to my brother Sahil. This show is about to take a turn. Okay? This show is about to take turn. You think Nigel, say Nigel, see Daddy Freeze for corner there. Daddy Freeze has something to say. Him with his MLRs. So we're going to be reacting to a few videos, okay? I decided I wanted to flip it to see how you react. Help you center small, a little bit. Because I want to see how you react if this was a woman, okay? But I'm about to play a video for you. And then I'm interested. I want you to engage me in the chats, okay? Engage me in the chat. But right now, I'm going to share my screen, okay? I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to take it from there. Let's see. Yes. There you go. All right. Anybody saw this already? If you did, I bet you didn't know this was coming this way, though. I bet you did not know. All right. But let's get to it. We're going to do some reaction. I want you to engage. I want you to hear this. I want to see how you feel. If you see a difference between this and everything we've talked about for the past 36 minutes or 30 minutes, right? Let me know what those differences are too, right? There's already one difference, right? There's already one difference by default. And it's the fact that this is not a woman. This is a man. But I'm just going to play and then we're going to talk about. Wait, before I play it, let me see something. Anybody saw this already? Okay, some people said that yes, they did. They did. Let me see. He he's not a. All right. Good evening for me. Good evening to you for me. All right. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I'll be right with you. Shout out to Mrs. She said, hello, good to see you. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's get into this conversation. Okay, I'm gonna play it right now, and then we'll get to it.
Association of Single Mothers, look at no vex, so don't insult me. If you insult me, I'll insult you back. I know they may I be worried. If you insult me, I'll insult you back. And let me tell you.
All right, so let me bring us up to speed. This gentleman that you're looking at on the screen, this was a public video with Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze, shout out to Daddy Freeze. I'm reacting to his comments, to his video within the fair use guidelines. Okay, he was the one that said, I can never marry a woman with children or a single mom. He says his tradition forbids it. What did we get out of this? He's close-minded about it. Maybe not close-minded. We don't need to judge him yet, right? But he says no. You know they do. Why did I say 32 years old? Because he looks like he can easily pass for 32 to 52. I don't know what age he is. Okay, I know, right? But he basically said he can't see it. He said he can't see it, and is what do you call it? His tradition forbids it, and then he gave a host of other reasons why he can't do it. You know, baggages, some of the things you mentioned earlier. You know, raising another man's child, right? All those kind of things he said, right? But I want you to hear what he has to say. So after that, right, Daddy Free said, you know what? Let's take some call-ins, right? And then he had this to say.
Association of Single Mothers, look at no vex, so don't insult me. If you insult me, I'll insult you back.
First of all, before we continue, it's an Association of Single Mothers, no vessel. That means don't get angry with me, okay? If you insult me, I will insult you back. Before we continue, tell me how you already feel about that. Okay, I'm gonna play the rest of the video. Okay, there's quite a few. Okay, let me see. Hey, listen, I'm just hoping that you, ladies, I have 13 comments you made that we're gonna go back to later on. Okay. Frank says the best wrong video. What happened? I don't know what you are talking about, Frank. Shout out to you. Okay. You haven't? No, I didn't. Gomez says she didn't. You didn't see the video yet. Okay, so it's very necessary. Bola Palmer says, saw this guy. Complete ignoramus. Okay, let's see. His energy is already off. That's how you already feel? His energy is already off, right? Well, let's be fair to him. He was looking at the chat. You know, on Instagram, when there's an Instagram live, right? You can see all the people. So he was seeing some type of chats, right? A lot of them did not look like any of these comments, ladies. Okay, that's our choice, right? A lot of them are ladies. A lot of them did not look like that's our choice. Only if I get to 40, right? Never, assessing it closely before we have an opinion, right? Ladies, a lot of them weren't, okay? He's coming from that energy. Now he's responsible for his reaction. We're all responsible for our reactions, right? She's right. Miss Collins says she's right, because somebody's mamas can be too, right? A lot of them, see, all these were all nice, understanding comments, right? Just understanding, no big deal, right? Just a preference, right? Right? Listen, in my opinion, he got what he deserved, okay? This is a video I used to play a long time ago. I'm going to play it right now, okay? I played it a few days ago when Tunde was here. Where is it? Where's the video? Let me see. Where is the video? Come on, where are you? Yeah, I used to play this video.
Hey! Wait! Yo! Me, nigga! What's wrong with you?
I think he deserved all the response again. But again, what are your thoughts so far? Right? Let's get back to this, right? Let me see. Chinye is laughing. They were probably coming for him. Okay, all right. But maybe he deserved it, right? But again, ladies, the same energy. Is it possible to keep it today? I doubt it. And I don't think you're necessarily required to do that, right? But we need to know the difference between a man and a woman. Let me continue playing it because I think that
As
is
a association of single mothers, make una no vex, so no insult me. If you insult me, I go insult you back. I know they me I be worried. If you insult me, I will insult you back. And let me tell you people, my kind of insult is I'll start with your grandparents, I'll exhume them from their grave, insult them.
He said he will start with your grandparents from their grave. Let's continue. This is a guy who said he could never marry a woman with children or a single mom. He has his reasons, right? They're problematic. They come with as another person's child. I'm not allowed to. The tradition doesn't allow me to do that. It's a taboo. He said he's an Igbo man. The Igbo people in this chat. He said he knows it's an Igbo custody. What is it? Culture custody or something, custodian, something like that. And he said he will never. And he said, not only did he say, they said 95% of Nigerian men will never marry a woman with children or a single mom. What do you all think about that so far? Let me keep playing.
I don't have that tolerance.
He doesn't have that tolerance. I mean, there's no better way to tell you who a person is. He say he doesn't have the tolerance for a bunch of strangers writing text on the internet. But let's keep going.
I didn't insult you people, so please let me be. Wahala. Bloody freeze. Wahala. It's the truth. They come with a lot of baggage. That's true. Bloody freeze. You're very lucky. Your own work. You are very, very lucky. Are very, very lucky, and that your luck cannot shine on everybody. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen.
John, are you a single father?
I have a son, yes.
And the matter
I have a son, but I have a son. Yes, I have a son. But will you call me a single father? No.
Wait. What? What happened?
Stop
what
the cap.
I don't remember that part. He said, "Would you call me a?" That doesn't sound like somebody that's very sure about telling the truth. It almost sounded like Tonto yesterday when they ask you met your father-in-law. That's what it sounded like, bros. You know it's internet. They will find you if you're lying. But anyway, let's keep going. Wait, let me rewind that place.
I have a son.
He said, I have a son. People who are married with children, they don't tend to lead with their children. If they are happily married, at least. Okay, they tend to say, I am married. Yes, and I got children. He said, I have a son. Oh my God, the body language here is speaking volume. I could be wrong. I'm not a body language expert. But the body language here is speaking volume. Let's keep going. Now, why am I reacting even at this level of energy? Because man and woman will be the same. We're not the same. The way I would react to a man with this type of rhetoric is definitely going to be different from how I would react to a woman saying the same thing. That's just life. It is what it is. Okay. And so my expectation of the ladies being the same reaction has to be on point too. Even if me as a man know that there's a difference, right? Well,
I have a son. I have a son, but I have a son. Yes, I have a son.
But he has a son. He looks like he was trying to say, listen, he's that guy that couldn't lie that he has a son. He wasn't Mr. Ibu's daughter's ex. He needed to admit that in public. He's still a normal guy, right? But the rest of it, he's trying to insinuate something, but let's see.
Or will you call me a single father?
Yeah, will I call you a single father? You tell me if you're a single father. Are you married or not, bro? Because that didn't come out fast enough. Body language, I am not an expert. I'm just saying, just me off of picking up this radar. But before we continue, let me see if we kept the same energy, ladies. Did we keep the same energy at least? Did we keep the same energy? I won't tell you I told you so, but let's see. He was collecting water up and down. Yep, he was reacting to. Now he's responsible for his reaction, like I said. But he was reacting to them. They were roasting him. Let that man and that woman marry. They don't want each other. Oh Lord, the title Association of Single Mothers. Yep. The association. Yep. He said, I'll ask my Igbo friend about this tradition. We have Igbo people here. They here. She'll tell us in a second. Without anyone even saying anything. He's lying. An Igbo man married man, uncle, ex-wife. She had a daughter for my uncle. Lie. Well, he's saying 95% will never do it. Right? Lala. Let me see if Lala made a comment earlier. Let me see. Lala said earlier, I saw a video. Listen, right here on this live stream, holding ourselves accountable. I saw a video where a man with 5 kids by different women had the nerve to say he wouldn't. Okay, you're consistent, Lala. You're consistent. You're consistent. Let's see here. Let me see. What the heck is his definition of a single father? Still waiting. Wait till single father to the teeth, sir. Judging Association of Single Mothers. He never admitted that he's a single father. Not yet. Okay. He said, "Would you call me a single father?" But sure. Tell me if you're a single father now. Igbo men have this thing where they feel like if they raise another man's child when they grow up, they would abandon them and look for their fathers, which is not true. It's too far from the actual truth of how human beings operate. Okay? A child who did not grow up with their father, they might look for their biological father, maybe because they have other issues going on. They're looking for closure is different from looking for their father. Those are two different things. And a lot of time it's closure they're looking for. And it's camouflaged as I'm looking for their biological father. And they will never catch up with whatever it is that they felt like they missed. Not in that way. Not in that way, at least. The human brain is not your mate. Emotions. It's 1 + 1 = 2. That's not how the human brain works. Do you understand? That's why you have to learn math and sit down with it and learn algebra. The human brain naturally doesn't go in that direction. The human brain is feelings. Even when it's not really true, it turns it to truth. It becomes their truth. And it basically commands and dictates how they move. So it effectively becomes truth in so many respects. But anyway. Yeah, a lot of them have that. And he was saying a lot of that. That it's not allowed. Then the child would go and find it. He was saying a lot of that. You have a son that's make you single father. And no woman will marry you either. Ladies, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
This is why we're different. Many women will marry him. Okay? Many men will say they will never do it. They will effectively do it. Why? Because they too, they love carry wow. They fall in love with a single mother. They will start bothering them like, can I take you out to happy hour every day? Majority of them will do it. Before they do it, they will claim they could never do it. They're also full of shit.
Stop the cap.
All right, but we're different, at least in the talking points. Effectively, when things happen in life, we're all the same. But in what we claim we would do or what we can never do, what I always do, it's light and day. It's light and day. Shout out to Life with Natu, our new member. Welcome. Membership is open. Okay, what I'm gonna do eventually with the membership is I'm gonna have some exclusive. Okay. Some exclusive content for the members, okay? It might be about once a week, okay? It's very intimate, and yeah, so just look out for that, okay? Shout out to Natu for being a supporter. I appreciate you. All right. Yeah, we do have a new member. Yes, it's exciting. That's exciting. If you raised someone, he can never abandon you. He can look for his father for his roots, but he will not abandon the man that raised him. Yes, that is cap all day when people say that. It's not true. There's no truth to it. It doesn't make sense, scientifically speaking. Okay? It just doesn't make sense. Okay? What the heck is his definition of okay? We already covered that. All right. So let me get back to let's get to the next segment here because this brother had a lot more to say. Let's see. Step aside. Let's see. Let me see. All right. Let me play this. All right, so the next segment here, let's see.
Saying actually, in a
So this lady is the actual lady who is the title star of today, right? The lady, but she was also saying something similar to what I think D-Love said, or Chinye, right? You know, that she used to say that. But let's see.
I'm like,
okay.
All right.
So from the little things that
Wait, before we get to this lady, I think it's important that I play this one.
Hey, it's Vaughn from the Gospel University. Listen,
Yo, not you, sir. Let's see. There you go.
hello, can you
my brother's in boiling since. I'm not going to insult you. Don't worry. I only insult you.
Well, she said, I'm not going to insult you. Don't worry. Anybody guess what's going to happen? Anybody want to guess what's going to happen? Right? Anybody's going to guess what's going to happen? Shout out to Indie Tony. Welcome, Indie Tony. Good to see you. Anybody's going to guess what's about to happen? She said, I'm not going to insult you. Ladies, you know yourself. She's not going to insult, right? She'll be consistent, right? Let's see. Let's see how that goes. Lala said she will insult. Let's see.
People in the comments. In real life, I'm very, very composed. I comport myself. First and foremost, your ideology, your belief is super like 1700. It's so backward.
She just called him backwards. She just called him backwards.
I'm trying to insult you, and I really don't want to say anything out of order. But your happiness is not determined by a woman's number of children. You literally can be limiting yourself with your belief that a woman wants financial stuff. She just wants money. I don't need anybody's money.
Are you a single mother?
I am a very single mother.
Are you remarried?
And I do not need nobody's money.
Are you remarried?
I'm not remarried.
Then we can't have a conversation.
Why can't we have a conversation?
You're not remarried. Because men.
So one of his stuff is overreacted already, of course, right? Men like this will overreact. That's just what it is, right? Men like this are, yes, they're usually in their feminine energy. One of his talking points is that is it 80 or 90% of single mothers never remarry. And I think he's saying they can't remarry. Nobody wants them. That's what he's saying. That's one of the things he's saying, you know. Let's have the conversation.
I'm married. You said you don't want to be insulted. So you better speak to me like you don't want to be insulted. Now,
Madam,
you can't have a conversation with me.
I've
been married.
Excuse me, madam.
Voila,
You came in here and said that I'm thinking like I'm backwards. I didn't see that.
It is backward. That's not an insult. That's
it. But you've been. I'm sure you're. Excuse me. I'm sure you've been saying.
Excuse me.
How long did you say I've been single?
Will you keep quiet?
Sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry. I feel like I had hijacked this conversation.
Anyway, I just wanted you to see that response, okay? Let me go to where we actually need to watch, okay?
Heard John saying actually.
So,
in a way,
this is the title lady.
Okay.
All right.
So from the little things that I've heard John saying actually, in a way, I think he's kind of saying the truth because, okay, I was looking at the comment section and some people were like, no, this guy is this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is what I'm going to say, yeah. The same way we have men that cannot deal with single mothers, we also have ladies or women that cannot deal with single men, that cannot deal with single fathers. Well,
so you notice the saying fact. That's a need to be right. It's just, it doesn't really feel that way. Okay, yes, I said it. Ola, how are you going to tell him how he feels? I just did. He doesn't feel that way. He's just a need to be right. He's looking for anything to juxtapose the place where he's coming from. So yeah, women feel free to do that because he already knows that women in general don't have that standard. They might even say, but the reality is that most women are open to the idea of a well-behaved single father. Most women are open to that, right? And I think it also has. It's related to how you react to when a woman says, I would never do that. It's almost like you never hear women say that unless they're young enough to just feel like, I don't want to deal with that. But it's usually not a never, right? You see, this young lady, my title was Big Cap all day long. My title was Cap, okay? Let me stop the
cap.
Most women will not say I will never. They might say it's a preference, right? It's typically men that will say never and precisely go forward in life to go and impregnate a single mother. Literally. It's men that will do that. You see how we're different? Listen, all I'm trying to do here in this conversation is I don't want you to see one as right and wrong, because we don't care about that here anyway. I want you to see it for what it is. We are different. And if you know it for what it is, then you can move accordingly with respect to the society that you live in. Because probably, let me see, about a good old 40% of what we talk about here is your social skills. Understanding society and not arguing with your own destiny when you see it, after, particularly when you watch people's actions, not what they're running their mouth to say on the internet. Their actions, okay? Their actions speak louder than their words. Okay, let's keep going.
Say I, for one person, I used to have this mentality that I cannot deal with. Yeah, I used to remember like some 3-4 years back when a guy approaches me and I find out he's a single father. I'll tell you I cannot date you because I cannot deal. I have my personal reasons.
But wait, how many years ago?
When a guy approaches mentality that we also have ladies or women that cannot deal with. I used to have this mentality that I cannot deal with. Yeah, I used to remember like some 3-4 years back.
Oh, 3-4 years. Okay, not bad. That's like after COVID.
And I find out he's a single father. I'll tell you, I cannot date you because I cannot deal. I have my personal reasons. And the reasons could be, sometimes I just feel there's usually this exes drama.
The men's and women's soccer teams are finally being paid equally. But why stop at soccer?
Let's help Daddy Freeze get paid.
And all of these things. And I just feel like I cannot deal. It's just my personal. It's not like it's not like I see them as irresponsible or something. I don't have anything.
So let's talk about first of all, they are both just as slow. Both of them. The lady and the gentleman, they're both slow, right? They agree with each other. Here's how the lady is slow. She comes to this argument with the assumption that men and women are the same thing. That when a man says, I will never marry a single mother, she comes with the idea that it's the same thing as I will never marry a single father. It's not the same thing. When a woman says that because she's young, she's not coming from an archaic standpoint or from some cap type of traditional standpoint. That's not where she's coming from. She's just saying, I'm young. I would like to start fresh with someone, right? Preference. It's usually a never thing too. Most women, they might not make it a preference. They are open if you know how to behave as a man. They will put that standard on the side. Kia, very fast. You have 2 kids, you're a divorcee, you're a well-behaved man. You'll be off the market in no time. That's reality. By the way, the same thing is true for ladies too. But also we know that because of the standard of the society, there's quite a bit of trauma. Because trauma is with respect to society standards, right? There's quite a bit of trauma that comes with being coming out of especially a toxic situation as a single mother, right? So a man finds it a bit easier to decide to move on, especially if he's not in custody of children, right? Point is quite different. The lady that seems to be taking his side and it's like fact, right? She's speaking of something completely different. Something completely different, right? Andrew, welcome, Andrew. Andrew says, let me see what Andrew said. Andrew, let me see. Let me first of all read your first comment. He said, it means somebody like him enough to have kids. It means somebody like him enough to have kids. Even jobs will hire you more if you're married and they see a ring because it shows you're somewhat stable. Okay. All right. I prefer women without kids as well for the same reason. I do not have kids. Yeah. Granted. But I don't know if you want to listen to the rest of the video. Okay. But let's keep going. There's going to be some more context here in a second. Let me see what else other people are saying. Miriam says she's going to give him. Okay, we already talked about that. Right? Single mothers remarry and marry all the time. Andrew, do you agree with that or you don't? I want to know if you agree with that or not. Oh, this is that point where I say, well, majority of them are not married. If you have some stats, please share. The stats are stats. They're not our mates too, right? But the stats are often what people use when they want to justify a numb point. Okay. Let's see. Not in this way, age. A lot of them get married now. You're saying it the wrong way. A lot of the same men that claim they have something against this is usually because of some issues that they are attaching to the fact that there's divorcees. It's basically a beef against the fact that there's so much divorce rate. This is the actual beef. The beef is not with the children. It's not because, again, like I said, many of them will impregnate a single mother anyway. They will still end up in divorce courts, right? But a lot of them, especially the ones that are quite outspoken about this, let me tell you something. Let me give you another news. So all the gentlemen listening to me right now, we were all raised kind of like similar to the same way. When I was 19, 18, the last person I want to be thinking, let me write down, go and marry, is a single mother. Why? Because that's just the way we're raised. It makes sense that naturally a child is thinking about getting married to another person who was always single, right? But as you go through life, right, circumstances happen. You find out that even your friends, even some of your friends that are girls, life happens. They got pregnant. Life it didn't work out, right? Right. In fact, some of them, you saw them on the streets. They were walking down the street, and you're like, "Who is that?" And she's like, "I got a son," and you're like, "No, you don't." Some of them, you know them, right? So when you get into anything above 25, and this becomes a talking point, your issues are not the single mother. It's not. You have other issues. No. This is Mero Prestige. This is where I will tell you, okay? This is the Mero Prestige platform. I will tell you what you're thinking, okay? No, you don't have the right to tell me what I'm thinking. Listen, stop the cap. I will tell you.
Stop the cap.
I will tell you what you're thinking, okay? The issue is not the single mother. Your issues is that is basically attraction issues with women, okay? And when you relate that together, you connect it. Well, I have so many divorce rates. It's modern women's fault, right? So let's gather all the talking points together. Why is it that they leave their marriages? These are your talking points. Why do they leave their marriages? Because they just don't feel happy anymore. Listen, we've been having this conversation for a few years. It's the same shit. It's the same thing. These are the issues. So when this man is talking, I want you to listen closer. He's not saying the same thing that this young lady is saying. I'm going to keep playing this video. I want you to understand that some of us, many of us, in fact, can hear through the BS when you're talking. You would tell on yourself. Do you see that thing I posted? Somebody said, instead of starting the podcast, don't start the podcast, start therapy. I 100% agree in that. A lot of people need to stop talking and engage therapy. Okay, you're going to meet who you're going to meet. You're going to do Kerewa with whoever you want to do Kerewa with. You will impregnate them. You will get pregnant for who you said you would never. You're a human being like the rest of us. But you will overlook everything else that matters because you are engaged with all the stupid stuff that don't matter. These are the issues. Okay? These are the issues. Do you want less and less single mothers, people who end up in a marriage where it just didn't work out? You want less and less of that? You're going to have to refocus back on yourself and work on yourself. Because with this attitude of, let me just get out here and call it out without respect to how this thing started happening in the first place, the root cause analysis, you will create more of what you fear the most. It's so weird how it happens. It's real. You will continue to create it. Oh, obviously, you're not going to create it with the present single mothers. It's the one that are 21, 22 years old right now. They don't see you coming. Right? They're going to end up in a marriage with you because of this mindset. This behavior, this controlling behavior is going to show up in other ways, right? And then they're going to be like, I don't know why. He's a good guy, but you're going to get dumped like the rest of them. Then you created a single mother too. Yeah, but that's her. That's on her. She should have stayed in this commitment. I know. I agree with you. Except that it's not the reality.
Against single fathers. I don't have anything against single mothers, but I just...
You notice that she kept doing the equal thing. Let me say it to this side so I can say it to this side too. No, we're different. It's not the same thing. It is not the same thing. All right. I'm going to move on to the next one. It's another segment here. Thank God we have some men left. Many of them, by the way. So many fantastic, good men that and he was extremely patient with him. But before I go into that, let me just let me see what they talk about. Mo Fresh, shout out to Mo Fresh. How are you? Right? He has kids. Okay, let me see. Let me go back to here where we were. Okay. So you can have preference. If you're loud about those preference, your problem is not that preference. You're capping big time. Okay. Particularly being loud about it. People can have preference, of course. You know. But the close-mindedness, it doesn't work with relationships. It will creep up on you. It will destroy everything you ever cook in the future. Right? And guess what you're going to do? You're going to blame it on single mothers. Right? I recall a neighbor of mine, shout out to accounting, who once stated that he would never marry a woman who was overweight or albino. Now, damn. Exactly. He ended up marrying a woman who was both overweight and Jesus. Yeah, that's coincidence. But if she's not overweight now, she will gain weight later. How about that? Abby, are you going to stop her from gaining weight? People gain weight not only because they eat, not just because of food, right? Does that mean we should encourage overweight? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, if that ends up being most of your talking point, your issues are not exactly overweight women. Your issues are you're spending so much time shaming overweight women because it's just that much less time around the people that really like you. You're not around people that like you. You have too much time for BS. That's what it is. Just stop paying attention. Tell me I'm wrong right now and then stop paying attention. You notice that. How did I have 12 hours in a week to talk about overweight mothers or single mothers? How did I have that much time? It's a good chance, an extremely good chance. All right? And let me use your argument point. If that's not your case, you're the exception. Okay, how about that? Right? Wahaler. Exactly. She was from a wealthy family, so probably he had an exception to his never. Listen. It doesn't come direct like that usually. It comes from a blind spot. It will be something else entirely. See, controlling behaviors, right? Or people that lack emotional intelligence to dig in deeper, all the way to root cause analysis, that thing right there, it shows up in 1,000 and 1,200 different ways. So it's not going to come from a standpoint of, oh, I know now to avoid overweight women. I know now to avoid single mothers. You see, this behavior is going to show up in other aspects of your life. It will eat you up. The devil always comes for you from the blind spot. Keep that in mind. Okay? Keep that in mind. Let me play this next clip, and then we'll get into it.
Very much, and this gladdens my heart. You see, let me give you a brief explanation, and you would know where I'm coming from. My name is Yemi.
Except that the coughing of this madam's child.
I am a practitioner in Nigeria.
Okay, so it sounds like a child was coughing in the background. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give it to this guy who said he would never marry a woman with the children, right? Because this is usually a point where we'll say, you see what I'm talking about? You can't take care. You're a single mother. You didn't take care of your child, but you're over here on a live session talking to me, right? Right? So I'll give it to him that he didn't catch that, right? Usually they catch it. Usually they're more in their feminine energy. They catch every little ways they can shame you. Usually, right? So ladies, don't give this kind of people ammunitions too. Let me tell you something. If you're a single mother, listen, circumstances happen. Okay? Now you have to give your single self without children. You have to give that person a run for their money. That's your goal now. Don't compare yourself to other people, to yourself when you didn't have any child, right? Now, not only do you have more wisdom, okay, you have experience, right? But you have to give your single self a run for their money in terms of emotional stability, in terms of being intentional when it comes to emotional intelligence, right? In terms of showing up properly. Don't come on the live session to argue with the guy who said he would never marry a single mother, right? And then your child is coughing in the background like no one is taking care of that child. That's how you get dragged on this internet. Easily. Very easily. Don't do it. I'm just letting you know. This lady's child or some kind of child was coughing in the background, and she was more interested in this argument more than anything else. Yeah, that doesn't look good either.
Got divorced because due to domestic violence, and I have 2 beautiful kids. You see, let me tell you something. You people are not looking at the perspective that women are not going to live abusive marriage and die in abusive marriage because you are projecting the fact that no man is out there to accept them. I need you to know that perspective. And Mr. John, you see, you don't want anybody to disrespect you, but you were talking and your languages are upsetting.
How?
I would say that.
How?
Look,
his language was upsetting because you knew what he meant. he was actively trying to shame single mothers. That's all that was. Okay. He tried to be nice, but this is what happened to men that want to say everything out loud, right? They will collect. It's 100% true. You know, they will attract sign languages. It's just what it is. Shame, insults, it's just, from the same woman they try to shame, and they can't win. Okay. But again, back to why this man is doing this. Why does he have so much time? Let me guess. He wants to save the community. No. That's a lie.
Stop the cap.
No. Let's start with he has a lot of time in his hands. Okay? That's a lot of time. Okay? So, but let's keep going because this lady is getting somewhere. She made a good point just now. It's projection at best. Okay? The only way you're so passionate about a topic is because you can relate somehow, some way. But for the most part, I'm going to say for the most part because there's exceptions to the rule, right? For the most part, you can relate with this somewhere. How? He's a single father. His ex left him. His ex-wife left him. I am willing to bet my whole monthly livelihood on it, right? Eventually, he lied in this stream. I'm guessing he lied. I'm predicting he lied, okay? That he's a married man. I don't believe that. I'm willing to bet my whole livelihood on it. That he's a single father who got left by his ex-wife. That's how he was able to relate with the idea of shaming all of Igbo people. Igbo people collect. Igbo people single mother. Well, he's saying everybody, right? And yet he was quoting statistics that were recorded here in the United States.
Not be juju be that.
The struggle is real out there, okay? People are chopping brick fast. When they chop brick fast, they will just engage 10 different talking points. They start repeating to themselves. Oh my sure. Let's keep going.
how? Mr. John, you don't know what you have said, but we all listen to you. But you said so many things, but let me not just go there. But Daddy Freeze, I need you to look at this from this legal perspective. Look, I have done so many divorces in my life, and I never thought that I would ever get divorced. Look, Daddy Freeze, I need
she's
to
a
tell my
divorce
story,
attorney from
and
Lagos
I
or
know
something
mine.
like that.
Look, I literally stayed in my marriage and say that, okay, I don't want people.
So again, this is true across the board. She's speaking from experience, right? She's speaking so passionately because she can relate. The same thing is applicable to the men. The same thing, all right? Let's keep going. Do you notice that baby kept coughing in the background? It's an extremely bad look. Let's keep going. Listen, I think we know that here, the Prestige family, we don't encourage people to just say, yeah, I don't mind being single mothers. No, it happens. In fact, I don't think anybody ever woke up one day and said, I want to be a single mother. There may be a few exceptions out there, especially when you keep repeating it and you start justifying BS. Eventually, some 21, 22 years old will start to encourage themselves in that direction. They didn't say they want to do it, but the way they show up in a marriage will effectively create that scenario, right? If you come into a marriage with an out in your mind, like if this happened to me, I will never take this. If that's your attitude about it, you will precisely attract what you fear the most. That's just how life works. So we might be seeing that in the numbers more and more, right? It's just very bad out there. On all ends, it's all bad. Men don't know how to show up as men. They're on the internet arguing with people that don't want to hear them, okay? And women are saying, you know what? I can do bad all by myself. That was a nice topic Auntie B covered today. Right? You'll never be a man. Ever. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Never. Never. How? Yeah. You'll never be a man. I don't care what you try to do. You could change this, that, blah. You can't. Let's keep going.
That because you are a lawyer, you can do this, you can do that. I suffered, I labored for this marriage to work. I really turned myself to slave. Because all in the name that, because our society is biased, our culture is biased against women returning back to their fathers home, being a single woman.
Anyway, that's all I want to say about that young lady. Just want to point that out. I'm going to share this with you. Let me jump into this one right now. It's a big topic as usual, right? Let's see.
When I went to NY, when I went for NYC.
All right. What was that? I was just talking about something, right? Let me come back to the chat really quickly before we continue. What do you think is going on with this gentleman? Let me see. What do you think is going on with him? He started this, right? So he's getting response from that I could have predicted it would get. Going to hell for allowing a child to catch cold. It could be some married men bashing women. It could be. Yeah, it could be. I'm just willing to bet he's not married. Yeah, it's just a bet. I can be wrong. I'm willing to my monthly livelihood, I will bet it. And no, he just got dumped. Somebody just asking for separation. We don't fall out of the skies with this type of talking point. That's not how that works. Okay, there are a few people I know that I can tell, and they usually show up with their wife or their husband. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. She said that want to help. They want to help, and they will have maybe similar talking points, but usually that's not the case. It's because it's coming from a place of hurt, and he's going to prove it to us in a second. Listen, it's because I started this session this way that I came from the woman angle, right? And I said keep the same energy. So it's not really collecting where we're in this chat. I see that you guys are being nice, right? Because we started from that angle, right? But yeah, nothing is going to change the collection for him. He said he's a single father. So how did he flip the script and said that? No, he said, can you call me a single? He never admitted it directly. That's why I said body language, right? He said, can you call me a single mother? Yeah, I'm asking you. Can you call yourself? Are you a single mother? Single father. He never answered it until later on when he now blah, yeah, I'm married. I was like, nah, bro, cap, stop the cap. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Stop
Show me
the cap.
I can be wrong. This is just my guess, okay? Just from seeing so many cases over the years, we could just tell. Come on, okay? But anyway, the script and then he's married. Is that what he said in the show? Yeah, he eventually said he was married, but I didn't believe him. Exactly. How dare her allow her child who has been collecting jams from school cough? Ish happens, please. I am sure she has given him some. No. She shouldn't be jumping on that show. She could, but if she did it on the wrong show, she will be dragged for that. That's all I'm saying. Of course she could, But typically, yeah, it's just a bad look. Doesn't mean she's a bad mother, just a bad look, right? But she should be tending to the child and not the chat. Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say. Absolutely, she wrong for that. Yeah, child. Typically, if that maybe that's not her child. Typically, you mothers know you wouldn't be able to be that comfortable on that call if that was your child. Even like a child, period. Typically, okay. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a woman, right? You want to whine me? Shout out to Olala Tuji. Hi, there are people that just want children nowadays. I know some of them, both men or women. Yeah, they say it. It's not true. Okay? For the most part, it is not true.
Stop the cap.
They say it, yes. Over here in Man of Prestige, I would tell you, oh, how can you tell them all what they want? I just told you, it's cap most of the time, okay? It's just a way to justify BS. We're human beings, meaning we didn't create ourselves, meaning we're a species, a type of living things. Naturally, especially as a human being, not just a random animal, you want to create family. Just naturally. If you didn't want that, you were socialized to want that. You might get into a space of stubbornness in your head where you're like, no, but I never want that. is mostly cap. I said mostly, or there are exceptions. That's all I'm saying. But there's too many people saying it, and there's no way the numbers are not high enough. It's cap. Okay. They want children with no marriage. No be juju be that.
No be juju be that.
Yeah. Then also, people may be a certain age. If you're a woman of a certain age, a man of a certain age, maybe like 55 and above, and you're like, you know what? I'm not out here looking for, I can understand that part, right? But a young person coming out of the womb by the age of 21, 22, I just want children. No, that's not how it works. We're human beings. Keep that in the back of my mind. We're not machines. You can't turn yourself to articles on the internet. It will never work. It will never work. That's why it's chaotic everywhere. Because people are lying to themselves. They say one thing, but the action is different. Right? We all want companionship, connection. All of us, in one shape, form, or the other. That's in addition to nature and nurture as well. Because we've been doing it for thousands upon thousands of years. That's the way the human brain is set up. Even when you're not attracted to people of the same sex, you still want to be with someone. You want some care every now and then. Like, who will we lie to, man? Jesus Christ. Then you end up in divorce because you've been lying to yourself. I'm going my own way. No, you're not. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
You're not going your own way. That's just your mouth. Your mouth is disconnected from the reality. For the most part, there are exceptions. I could assume that he has been rejected before, probably by a single mother. In his mind, he doesn't get it. Adebusola. Just in time, Adebusola. Let me play this video for you.
You get this girl where I meet for camp. I liked the girl. I liked her so much. But after camp, we were posted to two different places. We lost communication. I tried to make things work. She wasn't interested in work. Then fast forward it. After we graduated, I got a job. She got a job somewhere in Kanu, and she got pregnant for some guy, had a child for some guy. And then she can't remember that guy we missed for camp. I laugh. I said, this one. And now you remember me. Okay, come now. Come. The truth is
Stop the cap.
Just like that.
Do you think he laughed at that time? Listen, these people, it must be a lot of people. Somebody's going to be like, yeah, it's possible. He laughed. Do you think he laughed at that time? He's laughing now. He clearly laughed so hard now that he came on a show trying to shame single mother when that's not the real issue. Right? That's not the real issue, right? Do you think he laughed back then? Let me comment in the chat. Let me see. Do you think he laughed back then? Let me see. I knew it. Hurt feelings. Oh, 1 year. Oh, Joe. Oh, 1 year. He pain him. Listen. Start therapy, not a podcast, please. Okay, not yet. At least go to therapy. Go through healing first. You will tell on yourself. I promise you, Allah. You will tell on yourself with your own mouth. We just have to be patient enough. You will tell on yourself. You say one thing, but the reality is completely different. He said, I laugh. And then he's trying to convince himself that he's laughing. Look at this laugh now.
Job somewhere in Kanu, and she got pregnant for some guy.
She got pregnant for some guy. Oh my shit! Wow.
Oh, beauty.
What is show? They don't show him. Hey. Oh my shit. Hey. Emotions no be your mate. Don't lie to us on the internet. Don't do that. Okay? We're human beings. We're spirits. We have incredible radar for BS. You would tell on yourself. Even if you don't tell on yourself, we can pick it up. And you will continue to chase women away from yourself because you can't even help yourself. You talk too much on the internet. You talk too much. You don't know when to stop. Yes, ladies, you too. You can't just You can't just jump on the internet and put all that energy on working on yourself. Because you would tell on yourself if you're hurt. Oh, I'm telling you, the internet is not be your mate. Let's keep going.
Chance for some guy. And then she can't remember that guy with Mr. Camp. I laugh. I laugh. I said this one.
This Baba way did down here, he knew that this guy is lying through his teeth. Right? Then the priest is like, this nigga right here.
Now you remember me. Okay, come now. Come. The truth is that in situations like that, men will always take advantage of that. Because they know they're...
No, she dumped you. That was the big part of that story. And it's okay. Last. Everybody go cast. Everybody go chop breakfast. Ha! Oh my shield. Ignorance is a bastard. Laisha. Jesus Christ. Miriam says that now I understand. It's trauma. People just don't jump on the internet and start shaming. That's not how it works. Start shaming single mothers. No, there are reasons. If a woman, it's not the same thing as a woman saying that I prefer a person who doesn't have children. Usually with time, they relax that standard anyway because time will be your mate. But when a man, understanding the way we are socially constructed, is jumping on the internet to shame single mothers on a consistent basis, he get bought. Only D, you get what I'm saying? Like only D. No, I want you to start picking this up when you see it. That's a fake laughter. I knew it. That girl must have really broken his heart. See, when they say, who hurt you? They be like, oh, nobody hurt me. No, dude, that's real. When somebody say who hurt you, that's real now. That girl must have really broken his heart. He's not free from that experience. So let me just jump out in these streets. So maybe I was actually wrong. Maybe it's not the present wife. But do you think the present wife is collecting with this mindset right now? Hey.
There is God.
Oh my. The present wife? Listen, this mindset is not just only showing up when you want to shame single mothers. It's who he is right now. He will probably be obsessed with right and wrong. He's probably a moral police in that romantic relationship. Eventually, what do you think will potentially, if she doesn't live physically, she will live spiritually? Unless he grows up. You don't just talk, oh, it's just a talk. We just have an opinion. No, everything you say is who you are. By their fruits. No, it doesn't mean that he's just talking.
Stop the cap.
You see how I'm talking right now? You see how passionate I am? This is who I am. This is how I really feel about these topics. I can't pretend for that long. People can't pretend for that long in general. They usually can't. There's no normal guys jumping out to the street. I don't want a single mother. We all don't want that. But being loud about it is another topic entirely. Jumping on Daddy Free show and making that a big old topic is another zone entirely. These are the reasons. And I wouldn't bring this up unless it's basically showing me that I'm right.
Emotion. I do. That thing will not give me there. You give me now, no problem. But
he said that thing when you don't give me then, you will give me now. Have you ever heard people say, oh yeah, so you became a run through and then you went through all those other guys and now you see a good guy, right? Is that the same girl? Did you move on? Are we talking about the same girl? Problematic. These are the issues uncovered. I didn't uncover this. He did. You just have to wait long enough. They would tell on themselves. You just have to wait long enough. Let me see. I think there might be one more clip here that we need to cover about this. Let's see. Hear this. Let me play this. I'm not sure what it is.
Who literally lays them? Children will always remember. See, John.
All right. I I was saying right now, do you think the wife is collecting water right now? Is a very good chance. I don't know that. I'm just human like the rest of you. I can't see. I don't know this guy. I really don't. Okay. So everything I've said on this platform today is alleged. Okay. Just trying to extract some lessons. I don't know, but let's see. If the wife says, I'm going on a girls trip for 3 days, how do you think he will react to that? If the wife says, let me think about something. If the wife says, I'll be home at 2 o'clock, but the wife showed up at 4 p.m., right? How do you think he will react to that, right? If your wife says, let me find something else. If the wife says, babe, I know you want me to stay home, but I don't know. I think I found my dream. I think I need to pursue my dream. I want to become a medical doctor. How do you think he will react to that? I know you're looking like all this is not related to single motherhood. I know. Guess what they are? Because it's the same as how they react to issues, crisis in life. It's literally how they react to crisis in life, right? We already saw a little taste of this. Let me play this for you. But how do you think he would react to it? Let me see if anybody said anything. How do you think he will react to that, right? Lala said he probably accuses her of cheating all the time. There are a lot of marriages like this, oh boy. Yep. He claims he's married. I don't think he's married. But if he is, your wife could collect woto. This old man is still talking about a girl from college. Chai. Listen, you think I have time to be talking about some chick from college? I don't remember them. Let me try to remember somebody. I can't. What will put me in a space where I need to be remembering this kind of stuff? Hurt. I didn't get over it. I'm not healed. Open wound, right? This guy is just immature because apparently he believes that being a woman is just kerewa. Yeah, I don't know. He's still mad at the girl. Yeah, I know. Listen, what's the point here, okay? The main point here, this goes for both men and women. Close-mindedness will hurt you, will hurt yourself, okay? You'll hurt yourself, okay? You gotta keep an open mind. Sorry about that. We've all been hurt before, emotionally. Okay? For some people, it's easier to get past this, or for some people, it's not easy. For some people, they will find other stories to start telling themselves and say it's because of this, that, you know. And there's more than enough stats to juxtapose. Divorce rate is high. We know. These are the issues. This is why they are high. Men lost their self-respect. They did. Listen, you think you're wiser than me? Listen, I know obviously when the person's a single mother, it's a little bit harder for them to date. That's normal. Right? You think you know that part more than me? Right? What sets me apart from you not jumping on Daddy Freeze and saying, no, I will never. Why would I need to say that? What does that? Does that help other wives from not becoming single? But does that stop them? How's that gonna stop them if men are still impregnating those people? Oh no, but they allowed it. The access to Kerewa is women. That's bullshit talk. That sounds stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yes, it's still true. I know where you're coming from. They're the one that opened the legs. But how about me that think she just needs to feel heard? You can penetrate everything, literally. Like you can penetrate emotionally, spiritually, physically, if she feels safe and secure. So if you have that kind of power, emotional intelligence to make a woman feel, can I now start blaming you? Are women just physical? They just open legs? Is that how that works? You see how stupid that sounds? Yeah. So let me play this. Let's see if it's going to give us another talking point. Let's see.
I don't know who raised you. I don't know the environment.
Wait, she said, I don't know who raised you. We already knew that this woman, she's coming on, my child was scoffing behind this, and she's probably going to insult him. You know, I don't know who raised you. You say that to a man, he attracted it because men that lack self-respect, they will, everything around you will copy and mimic that, right? If you lack self-respect. But still, your reactions are your responsibility, ladies, right? So this woman has shown us, we could kind of predict that she's probably going to go off, right? She left the child coughing behind the scenes and she's like, I got to go say something to this man. Don't be that lady. Listen, trust me. You don't want to be that person. Don't be that person, okay? It's not worth it. You can't change his mind. On top of that, this is you. This is how you behave. You are rude too. Let's be honest. You are rude. That's why you will want to jump on there. Let's call it. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. You're rude. Okay. There are ways to make your point without saying to somebody, oh, what? He made you do it? It's not your husband. He's rude himself. But it's not your husband. It doesn't owe you anything. You are responsible for your own reactions. That's just how life works. But let's see. Let's see how he reacts to it, right? Remember, everyone is responsible for their own reactions. Your reactions are your actions. Let's see.
A great part of my life. He raised me literally because I lived this in. See, children will always remember. Children have this magnet. I knew what my grandfather did for.
That's a good point. Children remember who they had experience with. It's as simple. Human beings remember who they had experience with. It's not the biological nonsense is stupid. Even the government doesn't recognize it. Okay, listen. Me too. I was raised traditionally like the rest of you. I love the fact that my children are biologically mine. Okay, but in reality, they don't care. The worst you can do is you can file a lawsuit, paternity. If somebody already told you what it is, it's not. There's no fraud. If they lied to you, it's because of the lie part, not the biological part. Let's keep going.
What was he had a great part of my life. He raised me literally because I lived with my grandparents. See, children will always remember who was there for them, who literally raised them. Children will always remember. See, John, I don't know who raised you. I don't know the environment you grew up in. I don't know your experiences. But trust me, you are talking like a traumatized person. I'm sorry.
wait. You're talking like a traumatized person. Is that an edification thing? Is that a praise? Right? I don't know what she expects at this point, but let's go. I don't know what you expect from a man who is clearly in his feminine energy, but let's keep going.
Sorry, I'm sorry. But no offense.
Wait. I need to play this at this point. Let me just play this really quickly. I think I should just play this. Right?
Wait, yo! Me, nigga! What's wrong with you, nigga? Come on! Where my glasses? Get off!
Alright, let me continue.
Well, you are not.
Mother, don't come at me. I am mad.
No,
John, let me tell you something. You know, I said it the other time that I pray that every single woman they don't come across a woman like you. That is justice. A woman that will take advantage of their emotions. And a man that will take advantage of their emotions. Children will always remember who did this, who did that for them. Either you grow up, either they grow up and say they want to do for their father or not. See, I know who was there for me. I know who was there for me while I was growing up. And I will always acknowledge my source. So no matter what, whoever raised a child or not, see, children will go back and look for their father. It doesn't concern me. But my own best interest is to raise good kids and not to raise them in toxic environment. That is justice.
You just mind your words, because whatever you say to me, I'll give back to you.
John.
So when women are fighting for their rights in society, just human rights, right? Fighting for their rights and say we want equality, we want equity, right? A man will now pull in romantic kerewa talk, right? And then try to play equal with that woman. And then he expects submission, a feminine woman. When women don't feel safe and secure, they will show you masculine. It's just the way, they don't get to decide that. It's just the way it works. It's just the way it works. What do you want, right? If you get in your feminine energy, you bring that chaos, like you just showed, right? And now let's push that all aside. He didn't really owe her anything. They don't owe each other. They're strangers, right? They don't owe each other sexual polarity. But the truth is that this is a society, and we kind of like look forward to that. You want a woman, you will feel some type of way if a woman is disrespecting you across the internet. So if you put yourself in that position, you deserve it. It's okay, though. It's just a debate, Abby. It's not a big deal. Everybody will go home, right? Just don't come and complain to me that these women are just rude. I'll be like, what do you mean? Or we're in the debate. It was a debate. What do you want from her? I swear in my life, that guy is not married. I'm probably doing common law. Common law. No, I'm not swearing my life. I swear with my monthly livelihood. Not swear. I will bet. Not swear. Swear did too much. So I'm wrong quite often. So I will just bet. No, the guy who said mind your words, waiting, do him. Because this is coming from a real place. His rhetorics are coming from a real place. It's not just a debate on the internet. Okay. He's traumatized. Yes, you know that we can be right here and still create wrong outcomes, right? Prestige family, you know that. You can be right and still create wrong outcomes. Right? And you thinking you're right is just in that moment you feel like you're right. It could also be because you don't really know the guy. We don't know him like that. Like everything I just said today, there's a good chance. What's the chance? If you put dollar value on it, my monthly livelihood, right? That I'm correct. But I could be wrong. I don't know him. I always leave room for that. Always. So, he's traumatized and he lacks self-control. The trauma part, I would bet my monthly livelihood. But I don't know. Shout out to Gracious Greatness. What do you do this guy where they throw his thumb for the screen? Now so we see him, my brother. Hey, wahala. Yeah, that's why emotional intelligence comes in. This kind of people, if you must contribute, make your point, and yes, 100%. Because sometimes you have to say something, right? Especially if you feel like, listen, there's too many young kids listening to this nonsense. Let me say something. The best thing is don't engage emotionally. Because you self go collect water, even if you're right. Okay? Remember, pigs, they love being in the mud. If you're not a pig, why would you want to go in the mud? The reason why you don't mind is probably because some part of you is a pig. Keep that at the back of your mind. Always. Always. Okay? That's why, how many times you see me jump on panels of people I don't know? I could. Oh, wait, everybody else is wiser than me? Whatever. Okay. There's just some things I'm not going to participate in or some type of conversation. Okay. I have been thinking of this some days now. Hurt comes in different shades. Yes. Some get over months, years, decades, while some can't forever. But people think because you didn't love again, you have a problem. Yeah. It's complicated. It's complicated. He would think, hey, shout out to my brother, Big Bad Bull, my guy. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. D-Love says, bro, Allah, you wanted your mods to remind you of dropping the link. Yeah, you're late, D-Love. But it's okay. I was looking at let's see. I'm dropping the content. If you want to come up and chop it up with me for a few minutes. I would like to hear your words about what we covered today. Because this guy right here. What if we're wrong, Ola? What I'm saying is that see me, I'm off the market. So I can get away with being wrong. If you give this kind of person the benefit of doubt and you happen to be wrong.
Funke!
Hey!
You will end up in McDonald's.
That was hella dramatic there. Okay. All right. If you're on the market or you know somebody in the market, you say, you never know. Listen, how many clips did I play for you? What else do you need? Listen, man, if they take a stupid talking point and they turn it to real life like that, there are reasons, okay? There's real reasons, okay? Why? What is the reason? We don't know. You want to find out after 5 years of marriage? You do you. If that's what you want to do, okay? There are real reasons, okay? And if this happened to be your husband already, let me speak to this before we continue. If this happened to be your husband, you need to stop everything you're doing immediately. Stop. Say, listen, I've been feeling some type of way and I don't want to resent you, okay? We need to engage therapy. We need to engage counseling. I don't want to go. It's okay. It's okay if they don't want to go. Never force anybody to therapy because will it work? You need to engage the therapy yourself. You need to engage counseling yourself because they will help you with regards to how much power you have left, how much you can influence this person. You can't control them, remember, but you can influence. You do have power of influence over this person. If they married you or you marry them, you do have power of influence. But you might need some support system to help you identify what that is, okay? But the idea of manipulating them and taking them and say, I will leave you, oh, that's not going to work. If this is you're in a marriage already, you committed to a covenant, not to a contract. You covenant for, I said you covenant. You committed to a lifetime, right? Unless we're talking about some kind of abuse where you feel like it's a matter of life and death, then you need to run first. Okay? You need to run first. Run. What if? There's no what ifs. No what ifs. Okay, the damages can be irreversible. Okay? But if we're talking about, we argue a lot, I've been feeling some type of way, I'm like, you need to stop everything you're doing and engage therapy, at least individually. If I were you, I would actually engage individually first, okay? Based off of what I know, okay? But don't we need both people? Nope. Nope, you don't need both people to start the dance. You can lead the dance. Eventually, to create a dance, you need both people. But you can start leading the dance of what you want for yourself. You can start right now. Okay? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so let's do this. Let me cover. It won't be fair if I don't cover Auntie Angela today. Let me cover what Angela has to say. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, welcome back. We do have Nedu. Nedu had a special guest on with his friend, husband material. It was a good session. They were talking about parenting. Okay, so I felt, let's talk about this a little bit. Let's see what they have to say. Right? I'm gonna play this video. Quite some interesting points around parenting. Parenting is part of your marriage. It's part of your love life over time. So you have to pay attention to it, okay? Your parenting methods. So this particular first clip, home training got me in a bad marriage. Let me play it.
Saying this, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it. This is a honest bunch, What didn't carry me enter my former marriage? My home training.
What do we know about his former marriage? Anybody know what we know? Anybody want to share? What do we know about Nedu's former marriage? Anybody here? Share. Everybody wake up. Collect your money. Wake up. What happened to Nedu's previous marriage? Anybody? What happened to his previous marriage? Anybody want to share here? Let's see. Am I still live? Oh, okay. Am I still live? DV. No, it wasn't DV. Was it DV? She claimed DV. There was something bigger than DV, at least. All of you will agree. That's, well, is it bigger? I don't know. None of it is good, right? Not DV. Let me see here. I have Ice Ice. Let me bring Ice Ice to the stage. Hey, Ice Ice. Hannah.
Hello, brother.
How you doing?
I know. I did. My schedule is really making me miss a lot of things, but I still watch some data.
You still catch up, right? I know.
Try to. At times, most times I start with you, and you see I don't finish because I'll dash out.
Right. Good to see you, though. Good to see you.
I watched this thing today, but briefly. I met them, I think, halfway.
Okay.
And they spoke nicely, at least better than those other influencers that come and say rubbish.
Right.
Nedu's marriage, we didn't really know anything about his marriage until that DNA thing came out.
Exactly.
Paternity
fraud. Paternity fraud was committed against him.
Yes, that they found out that it was the first pregnancy was not his own. And the lady, I really blame the lady for just one thing. She was, even up to now, she's not still sorry. She's just claiming to be the victim, as in she didn't know. I think she even said something about Nedu didn't ask or something. I was like, what is she talking about? First of all, what is she talking about?
Is that what she said? Nedu didn't ask?
Something like Nedu didn't ask. Honestly, I was like, am I hearing well or something? I think she posted something online recently to shading Nedu and all that.
Right,
but all the same, this boils down to what they discussed today. Right. If you heard me one time on the Auntie B's show, I was always saying a lot I've come to realize as an adult, if not just an adult, I'm a full adult, I'm above 40. I realize now that a lot of things are genetic. When I mean genetic, it comes from the home. And your parents.
Right.
It's not like they deliberately did those things or they wanted you to turn out that way. They thought it was even the right things they were doing. And most cases, they were ignorant of what they were doing.
Right.
You understand?
Right. Exactly.
First of all, lying in the presence of your children. And secondly, like
and telling them not to lie.
Exactly. So for the male that were randy, in presence of their children,
right.
For the females, or let me leave me out of this one and say female that were single mothers and all that.
Right.
They were dating other people, and it was somehow, and so most times those other men may abuse those children, and those children will tell their mom will choose the love over their children. A lot of things went wrong.
Happens a lot.
Yeah, a lot of things went wrong. So those children grew up with those things and go into a relationship. And I typed something on your comment section and say you won't. I heard it recently on the one of, because I really listen to a lot of TikTok motivational speakers, and I take educative ones. I don't take all those nonsense.
Right.
So I heard somebody say, you won't know how damaged you are until you meet somebody that is healed. It will be, you, the damaged person, will thinking that person that is healed is weird.
Right. You think you know it all.
Yeah, not knowing that it is you that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are not even fixed all through their life. They just go on and die with it. And payment with it. They don't even know that they have a problem that needs to be fixed. And when you try to correct some people and try to make them see things, they'll tell you that is how I am. Leave me. I bet who doesn't like me should leave me like that. Or that's what I know. That's how I was trained. They give you excuses which are really valid because truly they are not lying.
Right.
But I come and say, do people really know what they say grow or unlearn? Or they just think, when you tell them unlearn these things, they'll say, we want to show that because we are abroad, we know now we are behaving like Oyibo. I say, God, I did not even know this. I did not even learn all these things abroad. I knew a lot of things from home before I came.
Right.
But it's just you. I knew I was different, but I am an INFJ, but it's not, everybody cannot be me because I know I have a special sense of intuition. But so you have to learn these things. There are things you learn.
You have to. If you're becoming a man or woman of a certain age, no excuse. You're going to have to start learning this stuff.
I was with a lady 2 days ago. We went to a shop. I took her there. No, on Saturday, I took her there. So her phone was ringing. It was her husband. My husband is in Nigeria. So her husband had called. When her husband called, she said, this is my husband calling me. Oh, I bet he should leave me. I kept quiet. We bought what we bought that day. The person at the shop, it was even an African shop. The person said I was selling something to her was now joking about it and said, how can you say your husband will leave you? You are fine as you are. I think if I'm your husband, I will not run and meet you here now. The guy joked about it. When we're going inside the car, I told her, I said, I've told you something before, madam. If you are with me and you don't learn some things, you are going to miss. I said, you are older than I am, but you should learn something from me. You don't ever think you have to learn from older people. You have to learn from everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
And number two, I said, what you did just now was very wrong, but I couldn't correct you there because
you didn't want to throw her under the bus in front of those people.
I said, what did she do? What did she do? She was already defensive, I laughed. I said, when your husband called, why did you even have to say anything?
Right.
I'm not saying you must answer him at that point. Why do you have to say, make he leave me?
Yeah, leave me alone, Jerry.
He said, that one doesn't matter. And I just said she leave me now because she was busy in the shop.
Those things matter.
I said, you think it doesn't matter. But let me tell you, if I am not your friend, I'm there. I will read the wrong impression about you. Yeah. It might not be wrong, but I'll conclude about you that
it's not about wrong. It's not about right and wrong.
Yes, I said that was very wrong. What did you say? I said, I've told you to learn things when you don't need to say anything. I said the first thing you learn to conquer a lot of things in this world is keeping quiet, staying silent. Not silent because somebody is intimidating you are silent or bullying you are silent. No, silent and you don't react or you don't say something. You don't need.
It's silent because you will give away ammunitions to destroy you.
Exactly. You don't need to react to a lot of things. You don't need to just say things. You just I said now your husband called. Nobody knew it was your husband. You can look at the phone and drop inside your bag. Then as we're inside the car now, you not call. When you called, I was in the shop. I couldn't respond. Which one is me? Just leave me now. Who are you trying to give any impression?
Yeah, why are you trying to impress? What are you trying to impress?
Exactly. So she saw reasons with me though, but I know that kind of person needs to be with me 247 to learn some things.
Right.
But at least I've established something in her mind. I told her, I said, you don't do that. So
at least it's a good place to start from. She now realized that, the truth is that's coming from a place. It's coming from a place. The fact that she would do that, right? That she feels like, leave me alone. It could be as simple as she see finish. Like she doesn't value him as much anymore. It could be that, right? It could be something that seems so innocent, but they are all destructive.
Let's just leave. Let's not go further. But the truth of the matter is that when people speak like that, when people speak just like the previous video you were showing, that brother, when they speak like that, you know where they are speaking from.
Right.
It's just like what's that your guy's name that came on that day the last time?
Tunde.
The guy. It's just like him too. A lot of people, when they say trauma, people think trauma is just something bad. No, it's not always bad. There are a lot of things that even inflate physical, whatever it is on you, but are trauma that you are dealing with.
Yeah.
Tunde is dealing with his own. Everybody is dealing with their own. Nobody is free of these things because of our coming from now.
Yes.
But the thing is
which is why you can't use it to shame people, right?
Exactly.
You just see it for what it is.
Yeah, but the ability for you to identify and work on it. It's what makes people say you have grown. You are now grown. You know these things now. You have healed, but people don't even know this. That's why I said that when Tunde was on that years to come, Tunde is going to come online and start teaching people and telling people that go and listen to this whatever the channel. I that was how I was talking some years back, but now I'm a changed person now. I've healed now. I know better now. Right. Just mark it. That's what will happen. Some people you don't need to even convince.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Some people go to their grave and hurt other people with this behavior.
Yeah. So for Nedu, that's it for Nedu. We don't really know. It was only that.
No, let me play the rest of it. There's something that was interesting in what he said because I didn't finish playing it, and I want to see if you pick it up. I agree with him. Funny enough, but I just want to see. If you can pick it up. Let me see. When they do. Let's see. Okay, there you go. So he said he went into a bad marriage because of his home training. So
If an entire planet's worth of scientists agree.
Let's see if we can get that over. Why is that thing playing something about agree? Let's see, right? Okay, there you go.
My home training. My former marriage. I'm gonna say this. I shouldn't be saying this, but fuck it. I'm gonna say it. This is a honest bunch, you know. Wouldn't carry me enter my
What's it in it?
My home training.
And carry you enter.
Yes, now carry me enter.
How so?
Because you married, you date the person. You guys are dating, and then you're fucking serious, innit? And the person tells you, "Oh, I'm pregnant for you," and then you go.
You want to be responsible.
You have to be responsible.
To keep the family flag
flying.
flying.
From a responsible family.
Yeah.
I called my father. Do you get what I'm
Probably
saying?
they didn't want you to give birth out of
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
my
you
point.
have to marry that
Exactly
person.
my point. So I called my father. I said, "Daddy, Navy man." He asked me the question. He asked me, "Is the son not going where?" I said, "Yes." He asked me 3 times.
That means, are you sure
I'm amazing
if
now.
that pregnancy
It
is
was
yours?
shocking that day. It's like I was telling him, he knew what he was saying. I didn't know what the fuck he was
Chief
saying.
Arnie.
Chief Arnie.
The man can see.
He was like, "Chine, is the son not going where I'm famous?" I said, "Yes, I am." He asked me again, "Is the kwasho not going where?"
That
I said,
means
"Yes."
for the people that don't hear Igbo.
Like, are you sure? Are you sure that you're the one? He
who
asked me
owns
3
the
times. Are you
pregnancy.
sure that you're the one that owns the pregnancy? I said yes. Because of the home training that I had in the house to be responsible, I went away. I went on with it. Only for me to find out later. Everybody knows what happened later.
All right, so that's the point. Okay. He was trying to do the right thing. I'm hearing you, Ice.
Yes. You see this angle that is just pointed out now. I'm not really a Nedu fan, but it's not because of what he has been saying or whatever. Me and I have to know you. I have to know. I rate people before I say I'm your fan and all those things there. So the thing is, a lot of people have made this mistake because of home training.
Yes.
Even me, I'm an example. I've never entered a bad marriage. I've never been married to go wherever. But there are some decisions and some decisions I've taken and some things I've just ignored because of home training.
Yep.
I'm not regretting it because those people that you think they hurt you or whatever did anything to you didn't even deserve you in the first place.
Right.
You understand? Like for him, it's not as if the father knew it was not his baby.
Right.
The father was just talking as an elder that probably most times when there's pregnancy before marriage.
He was trying to do the right thing too.
Yes. He's not really sure, or we are not really sure of this pregnancy for marriage is not always a sure thing of whether it's for you because they know these our elders, they know these things, but just that they can't stop us.
Right.
They know that if she can date you before marriage and have Kerewa with you before marriage, it's possible she can still have Kerewa with another person. So that's why he's not as if it's her or anything, just thinking of the right thing to do, just as you said. So So a lot of people, yes, have made this mistake, and people will still make the same mistake tomorrow.
Yeah.
Regarding home training.
Yeah. So the idea of the home training, right? Like you just said, he wasn't trying to blame his father. He was pointing out that, particularly that he was trying to do the right thing. The only thing I really want to point out of this before I go to the next segment is that the right and wrong obsessed, that number 10 thing right there. It shifts your focus away from the things that actually matter.
Yes, you're right.
You take your focus off of everything else that you're supposed to pay attention to about a young lady that you just impregnated. You can be responsible without engaging this person in a way that this has to happen, right? Paternity fraud, right? It wasn't only that the father, never mind the father for a second, there's something at that time that will be telling him like, I'm not really sure, but let me just do the right thing. Should we all continue to do the right thing? I think we should continue to do the right thing. I just want everybody to start understanding that the idea that you want to do the right thing has limitations. That's all I'm trying to pull out of that. So including home training. You got home training. Everybody, if you say, is home training good? They say yes. Was it good enough for Remember we've been talking about, is a man good enough here? Was it good enough for Nadu? It wasn't. You know, but on the other flip side, it was an experience for him. I think he has other children from that lady, right? And he's very proud of his children, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just a journey, right? But just so you know, your capability of wanting to do the right thing or knowing how to do the right thing, and especially if you really feel this way, it's probably going to be interpreted as pride later on. It will hurt you. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do the right thing. I just want you to know that there's limitations to it.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah. Let me play the next one. You're still hanging out with me, right?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here full time. I'm here.
Okay, all right.
Today I'm full time.
I'll be right back. All right, let me play this one.
I learned how to treat a woman from my dad. Not because he was doing it, but because he wasn't doing it. Okay. So I wanted to do it better. He got...
You see that angle again?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You never know how people react, right?
Yeah. I'm smiling here. You know what?
Tell me.
I can relate.
You can relate. Tell us now.
I can relate but in a different scenario, but I can relate. There are some things, that is how I say you grow. You will see some things that were not done right. And you realize that these things were not really done right. And you want to break the genes. And you will make sure you learn the correct path and follow that path.
Yeah.
Like if you grow in a home where, like if you go in a polygamous home, but you grow up and say never, no matter what happened, no matter how pretentious everybody were, thinking it was so sweet because there was money. You know, when a man is rich, polygamy is sweet. But the children will come out and say, never in my life will I go into any polygamous home. That is what he meant by that. Now,
are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I thought you said now. I thought you were continuing.
No, that's what he meant by that now, by saying the father didn't do it, but he now decided to do the right thing.
Yeah. He wanted to do it. Some people respond to it they will do exactly what they saw growing up.
Most people, not even some, most people.
Exactly. And then the others will say, I will if they feel like they've been traumatized by that experience, they will want to do the opposite. They want to make sure it doesn't repeat itself.
Yes.
You know? So he said, I learned it from my dad. But again, it's almost same twisted. Why am I making some of these points? Again, ones and zeros in the poto every time. What you knew as common sense is terrible guide to relationships. You need to ask deeper questions from yourself in particular. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why is it that I'm responding to this way? Why is it that I act this way? Why is it that this reaction that's about to come out of me is coming out? Try it sometimes without pointing fingers at the other person. You know, I think our growth is in that more than anything else. I almost want to say there's no growth in pointing fingers at anybody else. You know, there's some exceptions. There's a situation where you just need to call some people out for bad behavior so they don't hurt other people, right? But when it comes to these emotional matters, we really, really got to look a little bit deeper than common sense. You know,
you're right.
Yeah.
Common sense is really. I think common sense makes us make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. You now say, he was never a father, so let me just drag everybody, including my child. Did you watch yesterday's episode?
No, I did not.
You should get back to watch it. The one with the Tonto DK. You should watch it.
Me, I'm tired of that. But I know where Tonto is coming from. As in, I'm not saying she's good. She has her own, but I know where her pain is coming from. And truly, Nobody knows that better than Chochi. Chochi knows that. Chochi keeps pressing that button that knows. Chochi is already Chochi. Men now with their ego, because of what she did from the beginning, that dragging from the beginning, name calling and all that. Chochi is still finding hard to forgive her too. And she too, she doesn't want to forgive Chochi because of all she went through, and Chochi betrayed her. And the funniest part, I know even this thing would have been a bit easier or lighter, or maybe she would have moved on more if Chochi did not marry Rosie. If it was somebody else Chochi married, the only thing she would have said is that, okay, he will show his color again. But for the fact that it's the same woman that she said Chochi was cheating with, that Chochi married again, and they are coming online to show, of course, they have every right to come online and do. They have every right to do it, but let me tell you something. The truth of the matter is, that's why we say consideration. We have to be considerate. There are some things you don't need to do anymore. It's not because you don't want to do it.
Like what?
That's where maturity comes in. Like now, all those Pepe Denganga, Chochi and the wife, they don't need it.
Wait. Tell me what they did. Give me one example.
Like the naming of the child.
That's petty. That's not Pepe them. That's petty.
Okay.
That's intentionally.
Okay.
I guess you call it Pepe them, but that's intentionally trying to hurt her. I don't know any other way to look at that one.
The lady coming online, I made pandedian for my husband. Are you going to make pandedian for my father before? You're supposed to make food for your husband. Which one are you showing it online? Are you sure that we go on vacation, we do this, we do that?
Wait. Well, first of all, you just talked about me like I'm not here. You said men and their ego. Second of all, now you are saying a person cannot come and cook pandedian for their husband just because somebody will say it is pepper them.
Must you show it online?
I mean, it don't be social media age with day.
Well,
I'm playing devil's advocate, but I'm just saying,
I understand you. That's true though. Social media, we need to put everything on, Abby.
Yeah, Toto do that the most. She does the most when it comes to this kind of thing now. What does she do on every Father's Day, every year for the last 7 years?
But you know why she's doing it now?
No.
Do you know Chochi knows the solution to this thing, but Chochi doesn't want to do it because Chochi wants to
see the man.
Yes, he knows. See, Chochi knows. See,
I can't give him that much credit.
See, if Chochi, why I say Chochi knows is if Chochi really wants to make up this thing, Chochi really wants to settle this thing once and for all. Chochi can go to somebody he knows that Tonto will listen to and tell the person, okay, I'm ready to apologize for whatever she think I've done to her. You see, people like
are you suggesting that Churchill should apologize?
Yes. You know why?
Size, you know me better by now. That's unrealistic expectations. I can't help but to see the unrealistic expectations.
Yes,
of that.
I know what you mean. I know, but I'm just saying. We were saying if he knows. I said that is a solution. Apologizing that whatever you said that time, okay, I'm sorry for what I did. I didn't do well. Please, can we just co-parent our son in peace? Please, forgive me.
Let me say this. I don't believe in apology. I don't put apologies on the pedestal like that, especially for a Tonto DK. If you apologize to Tonto, you will get dragged for it. Did you realize that he said sorry about Mama? And he got dragged for greeting her for losing her mother. Okay, Tonto is not that person that you go and be apologizing, unsolicited apology. You definitely want to make sure you watch ground before you tender any apology to a Tonto DK. She's not that chick.
But even when they went to court, instead of judging case against this, against that, why did one person nobody is ready to calm down for the other one? That's the thing.
Now, if you say, okay, let's go in your direction a little bit, right? I do think that it's in his best interest to do whatever it takes to get on the same page of his
parenting.
Right. I think it's in his best interest. I just don't think the first step is unsolicited apologies. I think that will work against the
he can't co-parent without them settling. And is it possible for them to co-parent without forgiveness?
No, at some point, apologies don't necessarily lead to forgiveness. You can forgive without apology. They're not prerequisites of each other, right? So, and we tend to make them connect, and they are not really connected. When people forgive when they are ready to really move on in life. Now, you can help them, you can prepare the ground for them, but it comes down to, is this guy capable of making Tonto feel safe and secure with a relationship with him?
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay. And he's capable of apologizing, and we say he's not capable of making her feel safe. If he apologizes, Tonto will not believe it. He will need a little bit more than apology, is my point. Some
That's
kind
true,
of
though.
change behavior and
Yes.
consistency.
And he will not change.
Yes,
You're right.
and it's not going to change. So because it's so that's why I personally watered down apology, and I'm sorry, I watered them, like, don't put them on pedestal. I think apologies are great when you prepare the ground properly for it. When
So
you
what do you think
show
will solve this their problem? What do you think?
one person has to lead. One person has to lead, and whoever wants results, a better result than dragging their child on his birthday every year, we have to do that. And because we're talking about Tonto and she's the rock star in this, right? She's always led in that relationship. She's going to have to keep the same energy.
Honestly, she was the man in that relationship. That's true.
Yeah, she's still leading right now. She's leading his household with Rosie right now.
It's true though. It's true.
And
you're right.
somebody's going to come here and say, "Oh, la Cap, I know them. They are in a very good marriage." Cap, big time. Cap. Yes, I said it. I wish them the best, but
Stop the cap.
You are right. It's just make believe. It's just make believe.
It's make believe. If you were Rosie and the ex of your husband is dragging Una on internet, does that sound like peace in your household?
No.
Nah. We're human beings. Always remember that. No matter what you say with your mouth, is your actions that I'm looking at. It's your emotions as a human being I'm always looking at. And I could be wrong too. This is all alleged, I'm just saying.
Yeah. We are not there. We are not there live, so we don't really know.
We don't know. Look at this comment from Adebusola. I left it on the screen. She said, on a lighter mood, if Nedu stuck to his home training rigidly, he wouldn't have Kerewa before marriage. So I don't really agree with him that home training got him there. Maybe partially, but not fully. Yeah, I think
Adebusola, life is not black and white. Let's be honest.
That's all. I think he's talking about. He's making a point. It's not.
Yes. And I get it, but life is not black and white.
Yeah. Nedu was making a point, particularly about he wanted to do the right thing.
The decision, why he took the decision to get married in the first place. Yes.
And the fact that he did Kerewa before marriage, another topic for another day. But shout out to Yadi Busala. I hear you. But let me do this. I'll come right back. Stay with me. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Gomez said it's their prerogative. Ice. If they want carry our online self, join. Hey, Jesus.
It's true now. That's why I said life is not black and white. So it is because of all this our home training. We are always thinking like pastors should not make mistake and all those things. It's just so it's not like that. So life, who no go no.
Yeah, make her play this video real quick. This young lady on the screen is gonna tell us a story from, again, Angela OKORIE was featured on this show. So let me see.
You should even look at, like, when I served, the school I served, I came with that mentality of spare the rod and spoil the child. I mean, I'm literally.
More than another.
Do you understand? Spare the rod and spoil the child. He made something, it will flog you. I came for youth service, so. He can do something, like I said, go and kneel down. Before, there are CCTV, there are cameras. They summoned me to the principal's office. She said, "Why are you kneeling the child down?" I said, "Ma." She said, "Why are you kneeling the child?" No, we don't do that here.
You teacher, can't they begin to explain? Can't they teach you?
I said, no. She said, no, the parents will come here and they'll be so angry. No, we don't.
Let me first of all do the right. Shout out to the Honest Bunch. I'm reacting within fair use guidelines to their content. So shout out to them for being the gift that keeps giving.
Don't touch children in this school.
No.
Yeah, because
You
there are
see,
other ways.
this now goes back. This now
and they
goes
said-
back to
and
the
they said-
internet that we're talking about.
And they said
3 reasons why Anytime Mailbox was the best investment for my side hustle. Bye using my home address as a mailing address.
Instead of kneeling her down
Go to
or
the
flogging
naughty
her, go take them to the naughty corner. Guess what? The naughty corner.
Naughty corner.
From the naughty corner. That naughty corner. That child will be sleeping in the naughty corner.
I'm thinking of their
After
actions.
30 minutes. No, after 30 minutes, the child will come out and do worse. In fact, the child might be at the naughty corner and the friends will be making sign for her and they'll be giggling. And you're the teacher there, you're helpless.
Yeah. No, you're not helpless. See,
What
see
are
the thing.
you?
Children learn more from our actions than what we even say.
All right, let me pause it. Isaac, what do you think about this?
These are part of the issues.
These are the issues.
These are part of the issues. You know why?
Yeah.
She said she was doing youth service, right?
Right, she was doing youth service. She was a child, literally.
So apart from being a child, she had no experience teaching.
Right.
She had no experience teaching. First of all, what she did was wrong. But before my old Niger self, as in my old Niger mindset,
Yeah.
I would think is the right thing.
Right, like
You
the rest of
understand?
us now, all of us
Yes.
now. Yeah.
So the truth of the matter, I would tell my friends and I tell my cousins, I tell them, you don't beat children. You don't yell at children. You can always yell when you want to make them stop from entering danger and all those things. I mean, stop, all those things. But say you are yelling, cursing them out and all that. Say, no, you don't do that. I say, I don't beat children. But I believe in if I talk to you, you will be crying, I did not touch you.
Yeah.
As in, when I
If
talk to
you're
you-
landing, if that message is landing.
Exactly. I will not call you and say what you did was wrong. You know, I'll give you an example, even if it's a lie. I'll give you the example so that you will feel and you will think and see what I'm trying to say and get it. The truth of the matter is that even in the she didn't even know that the school they want to make money. It's not discipline they want to instill. You are instilling discipline and you carry your NYC.
They'll come and remove the child.
And go. I beg you, don't let them lose their customer. But the truth of the matter is that she didn't get it. She thought maybe they were trying to spoil. She was trying to spoil the children, but they even make the provision for alternative, which is that naughty corner, which is okay. Naughty corner really, it might not be working for them.
What do they call it here? They call it what do they call it here? On timeout.
Timeout, yeah. It's supposed to be where you will not relate with anybody. You will be left alone.
Exactly.
Alone, for you to reflect on what you have done.
Right.
But
that method knows that we're social beings. The last thing the child wants to be is to be removed from the rest of everybody.
Yeah, exactly. But she doesn't understand that. She's thinking maybe they want to spoil. No, it's not like that.
She said the baby is sleeping there.
In as much, and let me tell you one, only someone. That's why when I see adults online talking, I just laugh. But you know these things. We did all these things when we were small, and even worse than this. When I was growing up, even my high school that time in Nigeria, a lot of things that are happening now happened those days. So the people just come online and because they are not parents, they pretend that they didn't do it. I've never seen an adult that will ever admit that they started having kere was less than 18. They are always 18. No one will admit that they had. If you see any adult that admit that they had kere was less than 18, you know that person is honest. You know that they are honest.
And that person that's being honest, that may be negative in other aspects of life too.
Let me even give you an example.
Yeah.
This lady that passed recently. That the IVD and the wife, when they were doing calculation from when they started, the whole internet was confused now. But because of what was going on, nobody really paid attention to those calculations. The calculations were not right because she started all those things as a teenager. Blah 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 blah. Now the calculation was not right, but nobody really paid attention to those things. All these things happen, but you need to try and get another way. You see,
because our way is not working clearly.
It doesn't work.
Just look at our leaders.
It doesn't work, guy. I say, guy. Those days, let me tell you the trick I used. That I've always been a Catholic. I was going to a Baptist family, but I changed to Catholic all my high school. Those days, because of from my class 2, I used to dance for my school from class 2 to class 6. From class 2 then, because I was dancing, you are not supposed to join any of those clubs until you are in class 3. But But I had like senior, not my blood senior ones, but senior sisters that were in my area, in my high school, that were like my sisters. So they were already in those clubs because they were in higher classes. They added me to those clubs so that I can be dancing for them. So I was dancing for them. You know how we sneak to go to other clubs to perform then? We put clothes in our school
Your bag.
That I know my mom was very strict. My dad was very strict. My mom was very strict. Though I was pampered, my dad pampered me. But I knew my mom was strict. I will not keep it in my bag. She will come to our house as if she just came to check on me. She will take those clothes out. She will be the one to bring it to where we are going to dance and change and do everything.
Wow.
And during Lent like this, that's the best time for me then when I was young was during Lent. You know, we go for stations of the cross. We go to different things during Lent. So those were excuses to leave the house to go and do whatever you want to do in other schools.
Take advantage of that.
And tomorrow now I will come online and say I did not do all those things, so I did not go to lit, or I did not go to club, or I did not dance. So I say no. If you're
no,
stop the cap.
No.
I told my friend, I said, if I have a child, if at 12 or 13, my child does not even come to me and say, Mommy, I've been invited for a party. One of my friends, she's 13 or she's 12, she wants to have a party. Even if I don't allow her go or allow him go, let them just have that guts to tell me first.
Right.
Let's start from there.
Yes.
Because even if you come tomorrow and say you born Mumudi, it's not exposed, it's not this, it's not that. Whereas you were locking them inside, now you're asking all of them to bring husband. You were locking all of them inside.
Right. Yeah. Get inside, and then you're surprised.
At least reasonably, if they want to go for a birthday. I told even recently, even this abroad, I told my cousin, I said, your daughter came to you, say she wants to go for a party. You say she not go because you don't know them. I said, how will you still know them I said, if she's going, okay, take her there, know the place. Even if who is celebrating, ask questions. Who is celebrating? This other person. Let me talk to her mom. Okay, you say your daughter is celebrating. Okay, she's coming. I'm bringing her. Know the place so that anything happens, you know where your daughter is. You say, I'm coming back to pick you, pick her, and come back home. If you start keeping her, she will not be telling you again. She will not be sneaking.
Yep. Because they are human beings. Somebody say, oh yeah, but their brain is not really developed to 20. You see your life. Why are we talking about that? Wow, that's a different topic. Their brain is not really developed until 25.
If you know how your brain works as a teenager, you will know that that's the best time in the world that your brain develops and your brain is calculating.
At 7, 6, 8, these babies are...
The trick you play, the trick you tell. All those things. They should just forget, I beg.
Yeah, definitely. She missed the point completely. And this young lady over on the screen was trying to tell her, but the idea of the naughty corner or the timeout is to disengage. The babies are enjoying the fact that they are being social. They are misbehaving. Also, partly because they are getting attention from misbehaving. So when you separate them that way, it's called timeout for a reason. They get to think about what they did. Oh yeah, but they start making faces in the corner. Let them make faces in the corner. It's okay. That method, I would argue that is still better than telling somebody who is not your child to go and kneel down. Okay, but listen to this, the rest of it.
He's saying he learned from just watching his parents' relationship. They didn't even have to tell him much.
Kids learn from watching what you do, not what you say for the most part. Okay? You can sit down and start preaching to them all you want, especially if you're doing something else. You're creating confusion. That's what you're doing.
They don't understand this. I tell every day I always say this online. When I see some things online, I'll just say, how are we going to solve these problems 5, 8, 10 years from now when these children start seeing these things? And the worst part is everything online remains online, even if it's till the kingdom come.
Yeah.
So okay, now one day I was supposed to even comment on somebody's page. I don't know which page I was really pissed. I didn't know how when I just come and say, do you people even consider your kids when you do some things?
No. Usually flogging comes from lack of patience, by the way, and you being angry. You're just angry. You're not trying to correct in that moment. that may be your intentions, but you know good intentions end up in the porta all the time. But it's really because you are angry with that child, like you lost your cool and you want to force the change of behavior right now in this moment. I'll show you, like that's where that's coming from.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't work. Oh, but it worked for me. No, I'm not going to look at you. I'm going to look at the leaders in your country. That's what I'm going to look at. You see the kind of leaders you created, all the way from presidency to the House of Assembly to ordinary the head gate man in your house. That's what I'm going to look at.
Some people will tell you, it like now. Some people, when they're commenting on Facebook, on whatever it is they're commenting on online, they will say, if it were to be my mother or my father, I will be at Igbogui, because that place they do bones. Igbogui by now. It's funny, yes. That was the thing then.
Yeah.
But did it really help?
I would argue it didn't help, and if it did help, it's probably more so because again that was 1960. Do you assume the same methods will work with your children who have access to all of the information on how? Do you assume that's going to work right there? No, you have to pay a little bit more attention than what you think worked for you. It might have worked for you, maybe even right that it worked for you, but again, you can talk to a 7-year-old child. You can be patient a little bit. They misbehaved. You can have a conversation about misbehavior. You can help them get down to the why you want them to have a change in behavior. The stick, the whooping is not going to show them the why you want them to change their behavior. You having a conversation. What is a conversation? That means you have to hear them. Why did you do that? What do you think is wrong with that?
Let me give you an example. My friend recently, she's South African, but she's married to a Nigerian man. We were just talking.
Not them.
We were just talking. No, she's good. Before I call somebody my friend, she's in a good place.
No, I know. I'm just saying she's married to Nigerians. Nigerian men are the best in the world.
Your brother, Yoruba Dimo.
Of course, now I want Tunde, I want Femi, I want La, I want Sheo, I want maybe a little bit of Obide there,
Or Emeka. So she was telling me that her second daughter, that she's very stubborn. I said, I didn't say anything. So she was thinking on that the teacher called from school that the daughter was stubborn to her. That's her, the teacher, that they called from school and all that. And I asked her, I said, did you ask what happened? She said, whatever happened.
See? Wait, Ice, wait. Did you just even that statement?
Yes. She said, whatever happened, why should she be stubborn? Is she the only one in that class? I said, stop it. I said, let me tell you something. I'm not saying any of our children are supposed to be stubborn to any teacher. I said,
that's not the point now.
I said, do you know that these children have feelings? She was looking at me. She was really shocked, because to her, for somebody that does not have kids, how would she know how to take care of kids? I just laugh. I look at people. I laugh. I said, do you know they have feelings? I said, what happened? She was not explaining to me that I think the group, they are like, their friends, group of friends did something, blah, 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 blah. The teacher did something. Then the group of friends are not picking on the teacher for scolding them or whatever it is that happened. And I said, you see? I said, yes, they might have done wrong.
Yeah.
But do you know if the teacher did something or said something that hurt their feelings or whatever it is afterwards or anything? You don't want to count that because of what they've done. I said, no, you don't ignore such things. They have to go to the root and solve it. Say, you are not supposed to say this. You are not supposed to do this. Okay, go now. Don't do anything more. I said, but nobody addressed their own feelings. Nobody wants to even understand their plight. Everybody is just saying teacher. I said, no, it's not like that. She was like, I beg her that she doesn't want them to chase the daughter away from the school. I said, they won't chase her. But the thing is that, first of all, I'm just thinking maybe because you feel because of our hair, our color. So maybe she has to just calm down and take all. I said, no, our children need to stand up, not the way we live our own life. We're just taking bullshit. I said, no, they need to stand up for themselves. I'm not saying she should be stubborn.
They're going to ask you why. If they don't feel comfortable enough to come to you to ask you why, they're still going to ask. They're still asking. So that means your parenting is disconnected from real life.
Yeah.
Lala says, I think she said earlier that her son received whipping. She said, my son would not listen to words. It's kind of different for a single mother raising a son. They try you. Listen, children try everything. Let me tell you like this. My children received spankings, okay, before they could talk, okay? So, for example, for example, my son, he's a big boy now, just writes stuff across my wall before he could talk. Listen, he received spanking. They all received spanking, okay? But nothing beyond when they were 3 or 4 years old, and I'm still not proud of it. Honestly, I still think it goes back to lack of patience. So I need to have a conversation with a child. Can I be that patient to like, why did you do that? And stay calm and cool and collected while I'm having the conversation, knowing that this baby can't even talk back to me yet. Listen, it's tough because I was also raised with this ideology of spare the rod and spoil the child. I was also raised that. Funny enough, I wasn't beat up like that too. I was probably beat up, or maybe up to that same age, up to like 3, 4. After that, nothing like that. I was never beat up by my parents after that, So I'm saying it's still a testament to our level of patience. I'm not saying it's easy. By the way, everything we say here is easier said than done. That's because they work. That's because they are highly rewarding. Does the people that were beating their children, I think it was coming from a good place too. But I think you can be coming from a good intention and lack patience. That's enough to sustain your relationships, right? I'm telling you, people go as far as putting pepper in private parts. Let me play a little bit more of this video for you. What I'm talking about.
I heard them. I was shocked too.
Yeah, this is not just about you small spanking. I'm telling you, when you have small worry, there's always somebody willing to take the worry to another level. I keep telling you that. It may be your child that will decide to take that worry to the next level for your grandchildren. I don't think it's something that we should continue to encourage because the Bible says spare. No, I think it's bullshit. I think we lack patience. That's what it comes down to. I even went to the extreme. I said it's assault. Don't teach your children that assault is okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me play this.
So sometimes we don't always have to resort to standing rod or too much talk. Just what you're doing, how you're living your own life.
How you're living your own life
No,
is
this
enough
is school. They don't even know.
kid.
They don't even know how I'm living my.
You see what Angela just said?
I just said yes.
How you are living your life.
Yes.
Right. She's right.
Children copy your actions.
That's what they're looking at, right? Or if they're not looking at that, they're confused because your mouth is saying something else from your behavior.
Ola, did you see one Steve Harvey's little when he was dealing with children? When he was dealing with children, little kid something. There was a girl that came on stage. Little girl. She showed everything her mother, her aunties does at home. It's not as if it was the whole thing was cracking everybody on that show. But I just said, you know what she said? She just told Steve Harvey, don't look at me that way. A child. When I mean a child, that girl was 5 or so, I'll be 7. 5. She said, Steve Harvey was looking at her, and it was really amazing. Steve Harvey was just staring. Next thing she said, don't look at me that way. I know. Don't look at me, Mr. Steve. Don't look at me that way. Oh, the way she even her body, her gesticulation, everything. And Mr. Steve was like, "Oh my God!" She even said that whether the auntie, your mom and your auntie really taught you well. They copy your actions.
Yep, they copy the actions. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. Let me see if I can find a video. Let me continue the video here for a second. There's a video I'm actually trying to see if I can find because to have been a perfect example here. Let me play this video.
My own life. I'm a teacher. Yeah. So however their parents trained them.
No, she's talking about parents now.
Yeah.
No, she has a valid point. She has a valid point.
She said we should hear her out. Let's hear her out. Right. Fine girl, by the way, but let me. I like her accent too. Is she from Calabar or something like that? She's speaking this very Anyway, let me hear her out.
I'll leave our girl alone.
You don't know who their parents are, and I'm going to give you an example.
Yeah.
That same school. One day, one guy came there and he was shouting, "No! Don't do that to my child! Flog my child! I said, flog my child!"
That is the foundation we're talking about.
He was
There's
saying
nothing the
he
teacher
came-
can do if the house is not in order.
I said, no, you
What
people
will
should.
the
So it
teacher
was
do?
a general rule in school that, oh, don't flog these children. But the man said, I came and said, flog my child.
Stop the cap.
So these are people from
Exactly.
Stop the cap.
Exactly. Tomorrow that man will come and arrest them.
Flog my child, Bitibawu. What does that tell us about that guy? Let's assume that you're telling the truth, Auntie. I assume you're telling the truth. What kind of guy is that? What's going on with that guy?
He's I don't want to say the word G. He's G. He's damaged already.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing we're saying. He thinks the way you train a child is to flog my child. No, dude, do your job at home. Raise your child at home. There shouldn't be a need to have to flog your child in school if you're doing your job at home. But we know life happens. You never know. Some kids are just that bad. But maybe this is why the child is bad. Maybe you've been flogging at home.
Yes.
Do you think about that part?
I know parents do that. They want the teacher to school to now fix their children for them.
And teachers don't do that. They don't parent. They teach.
If the home don't fix a child, when the child goes outside, society will make it worse.
And now, especially a couple who is still trying to figure out herself. She's not going to train your child. She's not giving home training.
Patricia,
She's
you're
supposed to be
right.
teaching.
Lack of patience and quick to anger. Yes.
That's
you're
what
right.
this is. That's just what that is. I'm even adding assault to it. You just have a urge. You were assaulted as a child, you have a urge to assault somebody else. Oh, by the way, if you spank your child, I'm not saying anything is wrong with that particularly. I'm just saying consider that you might be putting all your energy in beating your child as opposed to having conversations with them, teaching them, be patient to tell them why you want them to have certain types of behavior, right? If your child starts to become afraid of you, it's over. You can't teach them anymore. Then they become a jigon. They become what do you call them? They become too tough because you train them to just be tough. They will dust it off. How many children did you see when you were in secondary school back in those days? You beat them. Where the rest of us are crying, they will just dust it off like it's nothing.
Yes, now they will even do that thing. They will tell you now only beat will beat me rich now.
You said what? Sorry.
They will do that same thing that they were warned not to do, and they will say now only beat now.
Yeah, now beat now only beat. Now they will after they become older. Let's say they manage to graduate with 3.8 GPA in computer engineering. Right? They will now be like, oh yeah, but that's what worked for me. No, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
That's not what worked for you. There are too many variables. One of them being the era where you were raised. It's different from now. Let's just start with that. Listen, exactly. I'm not shaming you that you. But these children, they ask why. We didn't ask why. They tell us to sit in the corner. We didn't ask why. Do you think that's a big deal? Right? Some of you are raising your children in the Obodo. Can they speak Yoruba and Igbo?
Oh, exactly.
Somebody's going to be in the chat and like, yes, my speaker, you are the exception.
I told somebody this evening before I came online. Somebody was talking to me on the phone, and she was talking to her children with English at home. It's not as if it's the first time, but my mind just went. I said, "Are you sure? Are you teaching them language? Are you teaching them our language?" She said, "Does she herself? Does she know how to speak to teach them?" You know why I laughed? You know, back home we think when you don't know how to speak your language, it makes you an ajabota.
Yeah.
So people now take it as if it's a big deal now. If you don't speak, that means you're an ajabota. They don't know the if I say I told her, I said better find a way to teach them.
Yeah. And it's very difficult. We're teaching boys Yoruba now. And it's just after you hit certain age, it's just that much difficult because that's why I said from the beginning, as much as you can, at any point where you are right now, start conversations, have conversations.
At least they should first of all greeting. They should know the greeting first. You know,
the
just
culture.
start somewhere.
Yeah, it's not even culture. She just know how to say hello to people within arm's length, right?
Yeah.
You're not, you know, you do. I can't tell you. Even in my own church, so many spoiled kids. You could see basically how they behave, but everything else is disconnected. It's like, exactly what are we training this kid?
My friends
because
know.
I'm looking at the behavior, the child behavior, not necessarily anything that's aesthetic in nature.
Yeah. My friends know if I go to their houses, if their children greet me hi, I'll say hi Bawo, hi how, hi to who. They know. That's why someone don't spoil once they'll say, oh auntie, no auntie. I say, no, what I do when they greet me, I'll say, excuse me, hello, what? Their mother will quickly tell them, won't you greet in just greet them in Nigerian language. They'll greet me, even if it's not correct, just greet me in that.
Yeah, I know they train other people's kids though. I don't train other people's kids. I'll just see it for what it is. What I
you should know now, people that are close to you, not down, of course.
You know how some people say, but it takes a village. I said that's not what that means. That's not what that means. I'm not talking about strangers. I'm not going to church to train other people's kids. Get out of my face with that. So that they can come and say, these people, they will defend their children. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm not. That's what they call it, sono. I'm not creating embarrassment for myself because I have an idea of what it's supposed to be. No, like we live in a different time. The truth is that people are living more individualized lifestyle, and in a lot of ways, it's hurting the society. But it is what it is, right? What my own responsibility is my own children. When I teach them how to say hello to people, not only do I say just say hello, I tell them why. Both short-term, mid-term, and long-term reasons why they should do that. Are you patient enough to teach your kids that? I mean, but in Nico Marquinhos, that doesn't work. That doesn't work today, at least. Not today. They're just going to look at you. Why are you embarrassing me? Like, why are you yelling? they said that on the show. They said, the kids will just, but why are you yelling? I'm right here. Right? And you be like, these kids are spoiled.
Yes, they'll say, Mom, you're yelling. Don't say that, Dad, you're yelling. As in, what is wrong with you? They don't even know that you're yelling means, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. But Patrick, shout out to you, sir. He said, I was flogged. Let me first of all drop the link just in case he wants to come up. I was flogged in school in Nigeria, spanked at home while growing up. But I don't know why I did not do same to my children. Probably because of my orientation now. Probably. Yeah. And Brother Patrick, you're quite
better.
different.
He knows better too.
Yeah. You know better too, And I'm not, again, a little spanking for a 3-year-old baby, 4-year-old, 5-year-old. Once your baby is 5 years old, spanking don't work anymore. You need to be patient, have conversations with them. Have some time. Maybe if you stop doing 3 jobs, trying to make $400,000 a year, maybe you can have some time to have conversations with them. And stop asking teachers to beat your kids for you. Yeah, nobody's that mama the other time. Remember that story? That 70-year-old mama that went to jail for beating somebody's child.
Oh no, I didn't.
And the child she was babysitting for them.
Geez.
Don't touch people's kids. Don't do that. I don't know why anybody would ever suggest that. Anything can happen. The baby can just step on wire like this. They say before you know it, it's baby. Don't do that. It's just dangerous. Our education is not solely derived from school, as we obtain 40% from home. See, 40%.
Yes, more from home. Yes, home is more.
Because your identity comes from home.
Yeah.
Like even if you're we know they spend more time in school. Depends on what you're doing with your family, but it's still from home.
The basics come from home, yes. The basic. When they say something is basic, the primary things come from home. Anything that is primary or basic is the main thing.
Yeah. Gomez made a good point here. She said, have you guys thought about how beating a child at home can lead to them being easily bullied in school without saying anything? That's how abuse starts. Yeah, because you're teaching them with your actions more than anything else.
Also, when people abuse them, they can't say because you are going to beat them.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let me play a little bit of it. I think there may be some more ammunitions here.
They don't know my lifestyle. I'm just a teacher for a few hours and I'll go away. So how am I going to teach them how I
you gave an example before that parents cannot control everything. Now you're contradicting yourself by saying the teachers can't control everything. The truth is, it is the things that the child has learned from
when
home.
I said it, I was talking about the other parents. I wasn't even talking about the teachers.
That they would display outside.
Sorry, let me say something now. For all the parents watching and all the intending parents and all of you where your girlfriend don't get belly, this is very important.
Okay, November babies that will come from February 14th.
From February 14th. And you, when you say you get belly, you're going to give birth. Please listen to this. Now, what's the topic we're talking about? If internet is taking the place of parenting. Internet is actually. Now, spiritually, before something happens to you, you have to accept it spiritually before it happens to you physically. For example, go into movies. Before a vampire comes into your house and attack you, you have to invite that vampire to come in before the vampire comes in. Spiritually, if two native doctor for Yoruba movie they fight, you have to accept what I've said for that thing to affect you. If you don't accept that thing that I've said, it will not affect you.
No wonder if Lalu they talk, Abija go shout, oh no!
It will have exactly back to sender. You have to accept it. Now, these days, they are not waiting for you to
I don't know what you did in here now. Let's leave it alone. Let's finish this up, Jerry. Shout out to the Honest Bunch. Thank you for the content. Let's see here. Let me see. Gracious Goodness says, I respect you, bro. Patrick, in the West, flogging is an extreme act. Not the same as a loving act to a child, highlighting. A lot of them are watching right now. They would argue that's the right thing to do. A lot of people in the West, they do believe, especially Black Americans, they believe it's still the only way out. Listen, a little spanking here and there, but I need you to attribute that to the way you were raised. You're not really doing anything. You're not really doing you're not doing any correction. That's all I'm trying to say, Spare the child. No. It rewards systems. That's what works for not just children, but even adults. I didn't hear you.
You see, it's just as what's her name? Patricia said.
Mm-hmm.
It's lack of patience and quick to anger, which is true. And those are the things that the parents don't even know that they are supposed to work on, that they didn't work on. That's why I tell you, I said something earlier that people go through their whole life still not healing from a lot of trauma, but they think they've healed from all. It's not, you can't heal from all. Those are part of the things. They didn't heal from that angle of flogging. They didn't heal from that one. That's why they still think it works.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why they think it works. So that's just it. It's just like somebody saying, no, I won't allow my wife to do what you want, or I won't allow my wife to because the person has not healed from that trauma that is making him think one thing about that same thing. Right. That's why I'm trying to put a whole human being, control a human being's life.
It's controlling behavior at best. At best, that's what it is. You're trying to snap your finger and then behavior will change. Will it work?
At all. It doesn't work like that. And the thing is, nobody's perfect, or nobody can be perfect. But the thing is that you have to get somebody that you can work things with. You can work your trauma together with. Yes. Now you have to just make perfection out of your imperfection. That's just it. If not, nobody. Everybody has one or two things they are dealing with. One or two things that they are dealing with. And a lot of people don't even know it. That's the truth. They don't even. They are unaware of those things.
D-Lo says, my son always wants 5 more minutes of sleep in the morning. I just simply tell him, I understand how hard it is to wake up in the AM. My aunt of mine said to yell. I said, thank you, ma, but no thanks. Me, I just have reward for your behavior. That's all.
You see, you just understand. Not that you say, no. Every time, no. Me, I believe in children have their own, understand. Never minimize their feelings or their emotion, whatever it is. Don't allow them sometimes, some slack. Don't worry.
Yeah, some slack. I'll tell you what. This hits home for me because I have 2 of them, teenagers, and sometimes they get comfortable like us adults, right? Sleep a little extra 5 minutes, and then they're rushing, and then you're not eating waffle on your way to the bus. No, we're gonna have a conversation about that. Why? Is that because you were on your phone last night? Okay, maybe I'll take your phone away for the next 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Is that the game? You know what? The game can disappear for 3 months if you want. We have more than enough work anyway, right? You say like that. That's not what they want. That's not what they want. They don't want that. And in life, this is exactly what they're going to have to deal with. If they cross that red light, they will collect tickets.
Exactly.
And they don't get to say, oh, I just didn't know. You didn't know, I know. I feel for you. You didn't know. But this ticket, you go collect. That's how life works.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sure, well, let me.
Yeah.
Everybody for Nigeria, they collect. Even in short, everybody just they collect woto.
Yeah. And teenagers, you have to repeat yourself. I know it's frustrating, I get it. You have to repeat yourself.
We did the same thing. I was telling somebody, I said, when I was a teenager, you know, my school, we have a white inner with a navy blue pinafore.
Mm-hmm.
The white one must be clean, but do you know we go through a whole weekend without washing the uniform? On Monday morning, we wash uniform and want it to be dry that Monday morning before we go to school by 7. How is that possible?
Yeah, right? No be juju be that.
Yeah.
What juju be that?
So when my mother now found out.
But we did, is the point. We did.
Exactly.
You can expect that same thing will happen.
Yes. When my mother now found out, my mother was now monitoring our washing on Saturdays. Make sure she saw us washing and drying it, so that she will not see stories that touches the heart on Monday morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because she had no choice than to not bring the new one, the reserved one, out on the Monday morning that we wash that white on the Monday. You see?
Right.
But today, people will say, when we're growing, we didn't do this. Like when some things come online.
You did even worse.
They did worse. Some of them were teenage mothers.
Yeah. They were children, literally trying to raise children.
Oh.
Yeah. This is how life works. That's why we call it growth. Growth across the board. Your parents were growing while they were raising you. They were in their 20s, in their 30s. Don't forget that, my wife and I, we go as far as, listen, if you watch your brother do that and you don't say anything about that, we're going to take yours away too. Because we don't do that always, because I don't want them to feel punished for somebody else's sin, but I want them to learn. You have to find balance. I want them to learn that they're a team. They can help each other, right? When I
was growing up, my mother was not like that. My mother said, if I do something wrong, everybody will collect. We were 3.
Everybody collects.
We were 3. If I do something wrong, everybody collect. But just that the person that did it will collect more.
Right. Because you were watching. You were watching when it was happening.
If my last child do something wrong,
right.
That's even the worst. Where were you when she was doing it? You see?
Yep.
So we were always on our toes. And I liked it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a balance. Like I always say, there's no straight. These are relationships we're talking about, right? And like I said earlier in the beginning of this conversation, this is parenting. It has everything to do with how you handle relationships, right? There's a balance that you're looking to strike. We teach that. Other times I said, no, you're going to receive that consequences all by yourself, right? Other times you're like, why were you watching? If you notice that, okay. But there's also aspects where, that child that always run to the parent and want to go and report. I also want them to balance it. Like, you don't need to run to me to report all the time. You can talk it out and do the right thing, even amongst yourselves, right? Those are the skills that you need to be teaching your children from home for 18 years. You've got 18 years to do it, okay? Honestly, maybe 7 years. Because after 7 years, it's mostly conversation, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
Just treating them like human beings. That means there's consequences for bad behavior. There's reward for good behavior. And if you lack patience, by the way, if you lack patience, that probably show up in your romantic career or relationships too. It's the same behavior. It's the same thing. I allow my wife. I can't allow my wife. Oh, that's probably how you parent. So we're just in different times. People have options. And you need to respect that for your own good. If you know that they have options, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It can become a bad thing for you if you don't realize they have options. They will exercise those options. We've always had options. Like I said, a child that you beat all the time with rod, they will get used to it, right? They will not start to think it's normal, right? How many men do you know that their wife will just push their head like this because of argument, and they never say anything about it. Their brain is saying like, "Oh, it's because we're arguing." No, that's bad behavior.
That's bad behavior. And you know, a lot of them do it online.
Yeah, they will do it. Right? They'll be filming themselves.
Content. They say it's content. No, they do it online as content.
Yeah.
But do you know, even in this Obodo Ibo that we are, do you know when you meet some children, you'll be amazed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help but just say
many of them. Many
these children. And you know the worst part? Some now Oyibo children say
no, you know what to tell ourselves? I don't want you to be like them, Oyibo. You're deceiving yourselves because you're here for a reason. You're the reason why you japa is for a reason. Okay, it's because somebody set this whole thing up, right? It's cap. Okay, it's cap. Majority of the people that are doing well are still not Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians are doing well, but it's not majority still. Don't let us deceive ourselves with stupid talking points. That's why those kids are don't tell yourself that.
There's this boy that works in my workplace. The way the boy respect, and the boy now all this Shinko side.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? The way the boy respects, he's always calling ma'am, oh ma'am, oh you want the key, ma'am? Okay, ma'am. Oh, do you want me to get it, ma'am? Ma'am, wait, ma'am, just hold on, I'll go and get it. Yeah. I was like, man, this boy, mama do a good job, man.
Yeah. Right. The point is, don't generalize. There are good Nigerian kids, there are bad Nigerian kids, and across the board, everywhere you go. Don't generalize when it comes to this. It comes down to one thing. It's your responsibility to parent, to mentor those kids, to raise them. Well, I hope I don't tell kids that's the responsibility. It's a privilege for them. It's a matter of mindset, right? But for you, it's a privilege that you have those kids. You know what people will do to have those kids?
Exactly. Can say that again.
Yeah, so Ice, bless your heart. Thank you so much for coming up and making the conversation sweeter. What's your last words?
My last word. Parenting is not moi. No matter how we say it yet. You said the talk is cheap. It's not easy. It is not easy, especially when it's from a single person, like a single father or single mother. It's not easy. But the thing is, you just have to be intentional about it. You have to be intentional about it. And stop pursuing money. See, if you pursue too much money, something must lack. If you pursue too much money, something must lack. And most times it's on your children.
Right.
On your children.
Right. There are things you can buy with money.
Mm-hmm. You want to go buy all the lands for Lagos. You want to go buy all the gold for where they wear jacket cover. You want to build the house for Nigeria where you not go stay, where you not go even stay see before anything. We have to be wise.
Yeah, money can't fix childhood trauma. So be guided when you're chasing after money. The best investment you can make, especially if you're in your 40s, your 30s, your 40s, is your children. You have the rest of your life. By the grace of God, you have the rest of your life. You have ahead of you. You can still enjoy life at 50, 60. So many things,
People are just realizing that now, especially our people. They're just realizing that, but you know what? What they've done, the stress they put themselves through in 20s, 30s, 40s will not catch up with them. Yeah. That's the painful part. But people don't know that at times your life can start at 60, safe.
Yes, that's when it starts. If you've done the right things, right, and God is on your side, of course. If you have alubarika, that's when life starts now. That's when life starts. Especially again, if you have children, I think it's a privilege to have children. Personally, I think you should. It's easier than all that road stuff, but it's also hard because we know we are asking you to check your emotions when you want to correct your child. That's very hard. I get it. Okay, I've been there. I'm like, I spank. I'm like, that was me. That was anger. I was angry.
You were angry because I made them spoil your war. You don't want to spend money.
Yeah. I was pissed off. I'm like, this boy, Jesus Christ, he put like black marker and just drove over my wall. I'm like,
the boy was just trying to discover his talent as O.T. Picasso.
I was like, she did wine. I was pissed off.
I know.
I remember that rage. That's not you correcting. Stop the cap.
You the talk of war. What about person when break big TV?
Of course, I understand you'll be pissed off. I get it. I'm asking you to do something that's out of ordinary. I'm asking you to do something that's easier said than done because these kids are bad a lot of times. I'm asking you a lot. I get it. I know. Especially if you were raised that way. You know? Lala says, all kids draw on walls. I know. In that moment, no, I just thought it was just my child. Right?
I know.
If I had just Lala to tell me, hey, it's okay, right? Maybe I'll be like, calm your naughty African ass down and just, just tell him go and sit down somewhere. So it's difficult. It's not difficult, but easier said than done, I should say. But it's doable. It starts with awareness. Just being aware,
Yeah.
You'll be tempted one day. You just like, come here, let me slap you. I know it will still happen. I know. But at least you're aware. You slow down on the spare the rod nonsense. Most people that say that, I listen to them. I say, like, no, spare the rod. I believe that. Shut your ass up. You don't believe in that. You were raised. You were socially constructed that way.
Quick one before you go. Did you see? Sorry, you did see there's one trending post today about the baby papa that was snatched, and the snatchee and the baby papa were still flaunting themselves online. Nigeria people in South Africa.
No, I don't see Amo. Send them to the group. Make us
Okay,
see.
I'll send it. It was so funny. Meanwhile, the snatchee came for the baby shower of that baby mama.
Of course, that happens all the time.
That was how she met the.
Say you understand Yoruba? Not really, right?
Dear.
Oh, dear. Okay, Yoruba people say ilé lọ̀tá wà. Ẹ̀yìnkùlé lọ̀tá wà. Ilé la ṣe ní gbé. That means in the backyard is where the enemy is. Inside the house is where the doer lives. So that happens so many times.
Now who dance as the type person waiting outside waiting there? And that was what happened. Yes, that was what happened. She, the baby mama, and I go to run the girl down for any guy did. And the guy goes experiment, he hook.
Yeah. Send it to the group.
I'll send it to you and I'll let it tomorrow. I hope I'll be here.
You know when you come on like this, we can talk all night, right? So
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll talk soon.
All
right. Thank you. Bye. All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Gome, Chiye. She said trifling. You're not calling the child trifling, are you? Chiye, get chalkboard paint. Then they can draw. What happened, Chiye? If you see my wall, my 4-year-old is the most destructive among my kids. He has shown me Pepe. Throw your phone from the top floor down. Oh, Lord. Alubarika fun gbogbo ènìyàn. Amen. We all need alubarika every now and then. These things are easier said than done. So it's going to take a lot of self-control. Sometimes you will backpedal a little bit and do what you know is wrong. It will happen, but you will know that you want to slow down on those kind of things. They just don't work in the times that we live in. And it's your responsibility to pay attention to your surrounding, your context, right? At some point, when we hear my mom's car, we will run and act like we're sleeping. My mom is a great mom, but we fear her. Not respect, but fear. I never want my kids to be scared. Exactly. Maybe fear worked back then. That type of fear worked back then because across the board, the society is kind of like, everybody's kind of like that. But in this time and age, it's just not going to work. Those kids are smarter IQ-wise than you. You are smarter EQ-wise because you have experience. Demonstrate that. Demonstrate some patience. They're going to need it. One thing that they lack right now in this generation is lack of patience. They're very smart. They book smart, left and right. They can dictate the whole dictionary to you. Left hand, off hand. But when it comes to wisdom, they can't have it. They need you for that. So we need you all to engage that. Okay? Or you're calling ice trifling. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Shout out to everyone that came here today, as usual. We'll be back here at 5 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a huge topic. All right. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be a surprise. But I need you to be here tomorrow. Okay. So we can continue this great conversation with the Prestige family. Right. So don't forget to join the WhatsApp group so you can be notified easily. That's the best way to get notified. Okay. All right. So hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.